Welcome to 20 Sides to Every Story. My name is Casey. Tonight we're going to be playing some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and we are working our way through the second module in the upcoming Goodman Games Original Adventures Reincarnated release of The Dark Tower and the Chosen Sons of Set. We got some cool artwork deployed as part of their Kickstarter, so our map game has improved. One of those maps is the Lost Lands here. Our adventuring party did successfully overtake the Leech of the Dark Tower. They have collapsed the Dark Tower, bringing down many of the tunnels that existed below the town of Mitra's Fist. About 3 months have passed since that triumph. The party has invested in their own gear. They have invested in the rebuilding of the town of Mitra's Fist. One of them has invested heavily in a tavern inn bar with some cool memorabilia on the wall, including the artifacts of Mitra. Mitra's girdle, the lion's belt, now sits prominently on the mantle of one of the bars. And things are going well. For those 3-month time frame, there's been some bouncing around. Our teleportation wizard has unlocked some teleportation sites. Folks have visited the faraway lands and schools of Strixhaven. They have bounced around the Sword Coast. They have been many places and bought many things, and we will find out about all of that later. But you might notice one of our character spots is dark, so instead of having to go through the exposition again, I'm just going to throw the people that are here into a battle, because there's a little bit of a problem. On either end of Red Moon Pass, there are some lands that need to be tended to. On the north side of Red Moon Pass, it opens up into the deserts of Caesarea, where the Traveling Bazaar exists. That bazaar has been a place that the party has visited in order to make contacts. Tann was doing some of that, to acquire some magical items and hunt around. Some of that went well, some of that didn't go so well, but things have been acquired. But as they were traveling back through the desert, heading toward Red Moon Pass once more, traveling overland for reasons that we'll figure out at some point. Maybe they hadn't finished excavating the circle of teleportation that's buried some 100 feet down in the dirt right now. They encounter some trouble. And so we'll let the party reveal what their power-ups may be via combat. We'll kick Dahrian out of here for the moment. Will give us Tann, Tahir, Blitz, and Andry. And my first question, each of these hexes is roughly 50 miles, so that's about 2 days journey to get through a single hex. As you would be traveling overland, what sort of traveling style would you do? I know Dahrian's got his horse, but he's not here right now. Andry, your griffin is not quite big enough for riding yet. It's only about 4 months old. That's a little bit small for you. But let's ask around. So as you travel over, you're not in the deep desert anymore. You're coming up on the little bit of hills. The ground's firmed up. There's scrub grass and such things around. What sort of travel conditions are we working with? Let's start with Andry, who has a baby griffin, which would probably be wiser to have left back in town, and also has a puppy that is still asleep. So aside from those two things that I know about, what don't I know? Andry.
Well, I would think that Andry would want a bunch of horses.
A bunch of horses?
Probably 10 of them.
10
He's
horses?
got a griffin to feed, so he could certainly supply horses to the rest of the group if they'd like.
Sounds good. So it sounds like maybe in the bazaars of Caesarea, Andry's been gathering up the cheapest available horse flesh to be brought back. So a bunch of glue-grade nags are making their way through the desert, as well as a few riding horses. Andry, anything else that we should know about that would have affected your overall look from a distance? You carry yourself as an intimidating person, but has anything been accoutrement on top of there?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, great. So we'll skip over to the next topic here. Blitz. Are you still riding the enlarged belted Bowser, or what are you doing for transport in the desert?
I think Andry is wearing that again.
Oh, okay. Andre's got the big
he's
belt.
big and strong. Bowser regular size, and Blitz moving around with. He's got a new pet that the folks at Strixhaven gave him to kind of keep a watchful eye on him, because after he reported about almost giving himself over to the Gem of Neutrality, I think they were a little concerned that he might be a bit on the naive side, perhaps. So they gave him a little cat to be his conscience, and you can see it in the picture there. He's got his little rocket booster on his back. But yeah, I mean, and then they decked him out in the Lorehold colors too. No longer the serpentine green. Although that's also going in the museum. That's the other reason why he doesn't still rock that.
Okay.
Don't want to mess it up.
So your whole Serpentor set has been retired to the museum. Should Argon the Conflagrator notice this, he'd be a little disappointed, but he's willing to play dress up with your corpse when you're done. So no problem there. Skipping over to Tahir. Tahir, as we're making our way through the Scrublands, what might you be looking like?
Oh boy, this poor wizard. He spent the past 3 months traveling all over the place, just trying to find this crazy sword that took him 3 months. 3 months to find. But he found it anyways. Pretty cool. He can go on fire. All he had to do apparently was talk to just his buddy the Monster Hunter, who hooked him up with a bunch of weapons that he rightfully paid for of the appropriate price. And he was very grumpy looking. He was like really upset. I was like, why are you bothering me? Get out of here. Just here, give me this money and I'll give you a starter pack, more or less. So he's the robes aren't as thick as they were before. They're more lightweight stuff. He's rocking the new sword. He's got a bullwhip on his side. He's got a longbow. He's pretty much more decked out as more of a fighter type than a wizardly look. And he looks a lot more tired as of recently. I mean, he normally looked tired, normal as a Shadar-kai, but he looks just exhausted.
You got it. Sometimes, shopping wears on you. But I will say the deals were good because as you do manage to find these things heading out from the bazaar, you're coming away with a special deal. Lyra has purchased 2-player rerolls already in the pot for you there. So thank you very much out there in chat. For those, the players can be assisted by using some of your channel points to sponsor rerolls, as well as healing potions and other redemptions. The DM can be helped out with rerolls as well, and encouraged to throw wandering monsters at them. But we won't need that just yet, because I already got a wandering monster on the way. But if you'd like to see a twofer, 25,000 channel points, and I'll give you a hint, it would be a rock. Rocks would be coming after them. But 25,000. Add the rock in now. But before we find out what they will be encountering in these scrubby lands, Tann, you already come with hooves, but how are you traveling otherwise?
Because he is his own, I guess, his own mount of sorts. He'd probably be going by the hoof. He probably would look somewhat, or for the most part, pretty much unchained, maybe unchanged. Blah, I can't speak. He does have a new bit of jewelry hanging around his neck that he doesn't seem to be used to because he keeps like fiddling with it. And maybe like his fingers seem a bit more like kind of ink stained because he's been writing out to try and like encourage like whatever past contacts that he's had to come out to the town that they've kind of been trying to rebuild. Maybe a little more tan from from being out in the deserts and like walking around, but not too much has changed. He's still got a goofy smile. Maybe a few more little crews freed from like tanning and just being a big laughing guy. But other than that, he's just he's still kind of got his dopey grin and is still kind of joking around and humming as he walks, and so he's living life and loving it.
Awesome. And yeah, the desert winds and the desert sun will leather you up pretty quick. Thankfully, most people recover with a couple of glasses of water and a little time in the shade. But
Moisturizer.
I think what we're going to be doing is kind of moving that along till nightfall. So the sun has set. The temperature drops a significant amount as all that heat just rockets its way back up into the clear sky. The horses have been secured, traces set down, and watch has been set. And so we'll ask who would be on first watch this evening.
This could sit there.
Oh, I could do it.
Be the only watch if you guys want.
Oh yeah, you guys.
Although Tahir
Yeah, remember, Blitz,
usually stays up as well, I believe.
we haven't had a staring contest in about 3 months. It's been so long. I'm going to win this time. You're not going to get me. I'm going to win this one.
So after a nice meal where 2.5 of the party don't eat, the 2 of the party then settle down for a nice nap. Wait, Tann, you do sleep, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't need to breathe, but I'm pretty sure he does sleep. I'm actually looking now because I'm not 100%.
I mean, that's probably worse though. Like when you finally go still, you go completely still. So
Blitz, you think Tann is dead? I haven't noticed it before because of the mountains of corpses we've seen, but he absolutely looks like a corpse at this current point. You should go look at him right now. All you have to do is turn around.
He's totally still. No, when a horse breathes and you see all the sides go. Nothing. He's just kind of
Yes, I've noticed I monitor no life signs from Tann.
gotcha.
You need no
Even-
life signs.
Even when he's up and about.
I'm not sure what you're playing at, but it's just a sort of trick to make me squint, which is almost a blink.
Is it working?
Almost.
And as the staring contest continues, maybe lending aid to one or the other, there's something happening just a bit off in the distance, maybe 100, 200 yards away. Approaching stealthily, creatures are making their way, kind of shuffling just below the surface of the dunes. They're kind of digging their way forward, covering themselves, digging their way forward, covering themselves. They're large creatures, though. If they were standing above the sand, you would say they would be the size of an elephant at least. But they're sort of splayed out and flat, making their way forward, keeping the sand piled atop them. Moving forward a little bit, and then you'll see just a little shift of sand as it kind of shuffles back, and the mound creeps forward again. It looks like they have plans of ambushing the horses, those tasty, tasty horse flesh.
Well, Blitz, it seems we are at what we call a crossroads. Either Andry gets really pissed at us for letting the horses die, or we gotta, fight some monsters. I'd rather fight the monsters in this circumstance.
Yes, I would say odds are they will be easier to defeat than Andry.
I can wholeheartedly agree with this. So, you should wake him up. All you gotta do is just turn around.
I can wake him up without blinking.
That's so.
Blitz will stand up and shuffle backwards, still staring at you as he makes his way toward Andry.
Sure. And as you shuffle backwards and try not to do this, let's determine how well these creeping mounds have done in closing the distance while you two are concentrating on one another. Could I get a perception check from each of you? You would like to beat a number that has not been determined yet. That number is and they do have advantage on this. A 17. Oh, but a 23 is better than a 17. Well done there.
Yeah, eyes on the back of my head, Blitz.
Yeah. Go a little squirrely sometimes. So, what you are able to notice is those mounds are immense scorpions. You've probably seen big ones, you've seen large ones, you've seen giant ones. These are huge. They're kind of shuffling their way forward, staying flat. The carapace to them is fairly in keeping with the sand itself. The little bit of spray they do as they shove their claws forward, sort of inch their body along, keeps them well concealed. You're only really picking them out because you've noticed that that hill was a little bit further away last time you looked at it. They're probably 30 seconds of creeping away from being able to pounce upon those horses. In those 30 seconds or so, what all are you doing?
I've been waiting so long to finally use this. I'm so ready. And just from in the dome, it just gets like immensely bright as a flame tongue scimitar is lit.
Okay.
He looks all super giddy, like he's ready to go.
Is it morning already?
We got creatures are gonna eat the horses, and if we don't do it, Andry's gonna kill us.
Oh shoot. We just bought them.
I wouldn't kill you. That seems excessive. I'd make you buy more horses, but I wouldn't kill you.
And so as the turn order comes up for our first combat of the Chosen Sons set against some of the immense scorpions, some of the wandering monsters of the Lost Lands.
But Lord, those things are 6 days travel across.
They are. They're huge.
Kaiju.
They are indeed
Beau?
huge beasties.
Tann,
Yeah,
you get to join us in this combat?
maybe.
Go ahead, Blitz. Just all you have to do is just turn and look at them.
Just
Or at least I thought I was. It's taking a little bit. Let's try again. Sorry if it pops up twice.
that's all right.
Okay, we're good.
There we
But I
go.
didn't click on the
You
person.
didn't click on the token.
We're rusty at this. I was trying to remember.
It's been a little
Totally.
while. We'll figure it out. Get you on the turn order there. I think that was a 17 for Tann.
Yes.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get us into order. The good news is Tahir, Tann, Andry, and Bowser all get to go before the Scorpion, but Blitz refuses to take his eyes off of Tahir. Tahir, with your 360 vision, what are you doing? They're, somewhere in the 60 feet away or so range right now.
That sounds like they're in haste distance. I'm going to use my bonus action to Blade Song, and I'm going to cast haste, and I'm just going to go and shout, "I'm the wizard!" And then he's just gone. He's right in the middle.
Okay.
And he will take a strike at one of them.
You got it. So we'll shift some people around just to give a little bit of an idea as to where things are going. We'll zoom out a little bit. Map, of course, not quite to scale. But
We are giant.
Tahir has closed the distance and is in the mix. And then, what happens?
As he's sprinting forward, he turns to the scorpions and says, "Damn it, I just lost." Fire sword!
There's just a little hemisphere of black on their eyes looking at you, bewildered. But 26 for the Sword of Lozano. That will land.
Bam!
7 slashing, 7 fire. Give you a total of 14 there. It definitely hit them, but it's just one little scorched line on this massive bug's carapace. Anything else?
No, he just seems really excited.
You got
That's
it.
it.
Tann, what do we got?
And oh, before I do the thing I thought I was gonna do, Tahir, you're in the center of all of them, aren't you?
Sure.
Or I'll move not quite to like I'm gonna kind of circle around them, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, and he's gonna kind of position himself so at least 2 are in a line.
Okay.
And he's gonna break out his favorite murder spell, Thunderbolt or Lightning Bolt, because it has been a while. I'm getting the names wrong. It's totally his favorite though.
Definitely your favorite. I
You
would
know,
say
sometimes it can be a Thunderbolt. He can change it to be that.
They are very
So-
frightening.
Yeah. He's gonna give a little give a little electrified and then send off a lightning bolt. Achoo!
you got it. DC 18 dexterity saving throws for 2 of my scorpions. Number 1, number 2. Oh, both pass. They will take 12
So
apiece.
12. Like, oh. These guys they got thicker shells? Skin?
Yeah.
They're thicker than I thought.
And you know what it might be is they are still partially buried in the sand, so only a bit of the lightning made it to the scorpion themselves. The others, you did make a few nice little fulgurites, little lightning glass, which will come up later in this particular session. But Tann, anything else for you?
No, I think that's it.
All right, Andry, you got any fancy that you'd like to show off?
No. I would like get between the horses and the scorpions.
Certainly can.
So, and I don't think you said 60 feet, so I can only move 30.
Okay.
And I will wait for them to come to me or attack them next round. But this round, I will use Giant Smite to get a little bit bigger.
All right. Andry bumps up to large size. Still a little bit smaller than these huge scorpions, but getting there. Anything else?
I will hold an action if any of them come towards me. I will slash out at them.
You got it. Looks like we got Bowser next. What's the good boy doing?
That was by accident. I shouldn't have. I forgot. I don't roll this
Oh
initiative.
yeah, no, he gets. He just goes with you. We'll get him off now. So that's going to bring us our scorpions. The scorpions were looking like they were getting ready to truck towards the horses, and then a Tahir appeared amongst them. So all 3 are going to turn their attention to Tahir. Tahir, that's going to be a total of 6 claws and 3 stinging tails coming at you. Here we go. Claws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's the crazy number I'm trying to hit?
I will cast shield.
Oh. How crazy did that number just get?
30.
30. 3 tail stings trying for probably a crit alone. 1, 2, 3. I don't think any of those were a crit. Wait, where'd my number 1 go? There it was. They're trying hard, but it's just claws and stingers everywhere, not landing upon you. Blitz, what do we got for you and Bowser? And by the way, chat, well done. No, we do not have a rock-faced scorpion here, though they all were disguising themselves as rock.
Is that even a thing? I haven't heard of that one. Man, but I think Blitz start beeping and blipping to his little comrades there, and then suddenly a little cat would sprout from his back and rocket up into the air. Blitz will follow with his own feet, shooting rockets out as they both lift into the air. You got upgrades. And then the Bowser will charge straight ahead. The pup's still running on his paws, but he's fast though. So it still looks cool. And,
Okay.
Once above, I don't know how far you can get above. It's still 30 feet movement, but just flight now. Could it get that far?
30 feet, no, you're going to be a bit behind Tahir. So Tahir ran about 50 feet forward, so you'll be about 10 feet back from there.
Yeah, Tahir's fast.
Yeah, Tahir went hasty fast.
Alright, and then Bowser's 40, so I guess he'd be like something like that.
Yeah.
I guess we can't quite make it there.
Can't quite make it there this
Yeah.
round. Tahir ran far enough ahead that they're now closed in on him. You could dash to get there, or you could
Alright,
do
and
things
then
from a little
it's,
distance.
activate Spirit Guardians.
Oh, Spirit Guardians.
So it's like a whole menagerie of metal flying around in all directions.
This is a thing that happened. That's still going to put it 15 feet plus 40 feet is 55 feet. They're not quite in range of you yet, but the Spirit Guardians are up for next round. Tahir, I think it is back to you as you are bobbing and weaving between the claws.
As he's bobbing and weaving, he's gonna blip out of space to go behind the one he's been attacking by using his Blessing of the Raven Queen,
Okay,
which lets him teleport as a bonus action.
sure.
And then he's gonna raise his sword on high, and it's gonna get even brighter as I cast Green Flame Blade and try to hit him with it.
Okay.
Let's see. 24.
24 hits a immense scorpion.
Immense Scorpion will take 27 points of damage,
Thank you for doing math.
and the one next to him will take 6.
These scorpions had no idea what they're getting into, but
Seriously.
they're not that intelligent, so they're still just at it. Tahir, anything else?
I got 2 more attacks.
Yep, you do.
25.
25
and 14.
works. 14 does not work.
11 more points of damage then.
11 more points of damage struck. It is much less of a scorpion than it was, but it's not quite half.
That's
Tahir,
it.
you got it. Tann, what do we got?
And is going to. He's gonna cast. Because I haven't cast this nearly enough. He's gonna cast Chardelin's Stride. Oop. So now his hoofs. Instead of gonna make him. No, I won't. Yeah, what the heck? I haven't used this in a while. I'm gonna use one of my things to make him lightningy, just for the sake of it looking cool.
Okay.
Nothing special. So now he's got lightning foots. And as he's kind of running around the scorpions, as he passes them, he's gonna give him like a little zippy zap. With just how that works. But then to one of the far ones, he's gonna do like little finger guns, and Firebolt's gonna shoot out and hit one of them.
Okay. Sheldon Stride's the one that doesn't let them do opportunity attacks, so you just get to do the fly. Okay. So
he's just zipping around, and then once he's like, he's gonna like move out of the way, so like he's not in hitting range because he's got like 50 hit points or 59. I'm sorry.
The 14 on the firebolt will miss, but what do I have to do for your electric feat?
That's a good question. I'm like, I have to like relearn all of my things. A Chardelin's Stride, billowing lightning in this case. Blast from your feet, 20 feet increased movement. When you're within 5 feet of a creature, it takes 1d6 damage. It just takes damage.
Okay.
Whoop.
Okay, so they all just zapped for 6, and it did say no opportunity attacks, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it
Okay.
does not. Moving doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
You got it. Bzot, 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 bzot. They do not like any of that. And you've got enough distance that you can get, 15, 20 feet beyond them after circling around. Tann, anything else?
That is it for now.
You got it. Andry, you're about 10 to 15 feet away from the nearest one. You could close that distance if you chose. What you doing?
Yeah, I'll walk up to it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. I hope there's some meat underneath that shell, because you're trying to eat my horses, I'm gonna eat you.
They look like big poisonous lobsters.
Big poisonous lobsters, that sounds good. I will, slash away. I think I will rage first.
Okie dokie. 25 hits. Ooh, Dragon Slayer longsword. 11 plus 2 plus a d4?
2d6.
Whoa. Wait, is your rage more than a 2 now? What's your rage bonus damage?
The rage turns into a d6, I think. I don't know if I get the.
Let's bet you're a zealot.
Oh, you're a
It's,
zealot.
1d6 plus half your barbarian level. Additional.
Is that what's happening?
Is that what it is?
I forget how much of which classes you've taken advancement on, so I'm relying on you to.
Who the hell is it? It says 1d6 plus 1.
Okay.
For the Divine Fury, and then a d6 for the Giant Smite.
You got it. And math. Got it. And that was your first attack.
Slashing. That was my first. Yeah, second attack.
Yep. 16 will miss.
Oh, that's not good.
That is a tough carapace.
Alright, that's it for me.
Alright, that's going to bring us to our scorpions. One of which has been angered enough by Andry that it turns his attention over there. Andry, we got 2 claws and a sting. Claw, sting. 11, 13, and a 13. That's not going to do any good at all.
Nope.
The other 2 are still paying attention to Tahir. Tahir, 4 claws and a sting. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 26 you might have to do something about.
Yeah, okay, shield.
Okay. That brings us to a 30 for the 2 stingers. Stinger 1 a 22, Stinger 22. They just can't handle the immense armor class that is being brought to bear here. Blitz, you're you're a little bit closer to 20 feet back, but you could close in and start inflicting some magical damage soon. What are you doing?
All right. Yeah, the whole, I guess, whirlwind of metal will come into contact with these guys and try to cut them up.
Joining Tahir in the mix there.
Is that a third level spell? I forgot, man. The Spirit Guardians. It's 3rd level, right?
Yeah, 3rd level.
I found it. Oh.
That is true, Lyra. They are not trying to eat the horses anymore. They're now after the party, and thank you for the DM reroll. I'll save it till I at least have a chance of landing something on these folks. DC 16 Wisdom save. They'll be rolling that at the start of their turn, but in the meanwhile, what are you doing?
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Okay, so then, yeah, little kitty cat, go fly next to one of them, and then I try to smack him with the hammer. Do the help action, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first familiar. Oh, well, I had one, but I didn't use it. All right, here we go. Sorry.
You got it. Advantage on the hammer smack due to the familiar. Oh. And you crit it. And
yeah.
Did that
maximum max?
That is a pretty good max right there.
I think it automatically rolled the crit damage there, it looks like.
Just looking to see. Yeah, it looks like it did for you, so you got it. 27 points of critical damage. And you were going after which one?
I think probably one here, I guess.
You got it. It is still standing, but it looks a bit dazed at this point. I think you get another attack, don't you?
Oh, because I guess, would it be second? No, I commanded Bowser. I was going to say because of the crit, I could have gotten one if I didn't send Bowser out. Oh, well, that's okay. Just a regular old attack after that, then. I miss a Roo, I think. Probably.
16 will miss a Roo. Anything else?
Then Bowser with this little adorable rend.
That's not an adorable rend. He's distracted. He's still trying to stare at
the dirt.
You got it.
I guess that's that.
I think that was all the things. And then back over to Tahir. Tahir, what you doing?
The sword burns bright once more.
It does.
Miss
Too bright.
second and third.
Oh! Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
You got the tail of her face! Darn it!
Big scorpion butt. Tann? There are 2-player rerolls, by the way.
You got a DM one too. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Oh, you got it.
Trust me. Trust me, I'm just waiting till I don't have to hit a 30.
Nice.
Tann.
Okay. Tann would probably first, as he's gonna do his another little running pass. He's going to lap a shocking grasp on the furthest damaged one, or like the most damaged one, I guess is the correct way to say that.
That'd be the one that's getting hit with the flaming sword and such things, but no. This one's got the moves today.
Yeah, he's got the hot feats. But that's okay. I'll use some sorcery points for a quickened action, and I'm going to try on any one in particular, maybe one of the other ones. I'll try to cast and inflict wounds, because that one usually gives me good luck. Hopefully, we'll see. Yeah!
Yeah.
Can always count on inflict wounds.
At least it wasn't a crit for them this time.
True.
But it is still 26 points of necrotic damage. It hurts. One of the little leggies withers away, but it's got more. Tann, Ashalden's stride wears off after 1 round, or are you still sparkly?
I'm still going. I think it goes for like the minute. Is what that's usually, up to a minute.
All right, go ahead and give me another d6 of damage then.
You got it.
You're 5 all the way around.
Zippity zappity.
They do not like you.
And he runs away. That'll be it for him.
They can't do anything about it right now. Andry, what are you up to?
Well, I'm angry, and I missed last round, so I'm going to recklessly attack.
Oh.
Solid.
29 will hit.
So 10, or 12, sorry.
Yep. We'll start with the 12. And then we'll...
17, or 19 altogether.
You got it.
Swing again.
Also
Sorry,
hit.
recklessly.
Still a hit.
And 12 more.
14 more.
Yes.
I'm not going to take it away from you. Let's see here. Let's come back around to our scorpions. Our scorpions are going to start off in that bubble of spirit guardians. So we're going to have 3 wisdom saving throws. Bump, bump, bump. One of them knows what's going on.
That's only 9 damage, I think.
Do not. Only 9 damage, but 9 damage still hurts. 4 there, 9 there, 9 there. They've had no luck at all attacking the wizard. They have had no luck attacking Andry, so this time they're going to focus their attacks on Blitz. Blitz, all 3 scorpions turn and maneuver to bring their claws and stingers to bear. Blitz, we got 6 claws coming at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think the 26 is probably enough to hit you. How crazy is your armor?
I guess shield, I guess.
What does that make your armor?
27. we're nutty.
You know, this is what we get for playing the high-level campaigns. We still got 3 stings. Aiming for a 27 now. Sting number 1. Sting number 2. Sting number 3. I didn't get it. I will deploy the reroll. Sting number 3 gets a reroll. Come on, 27. Come on, guys.
So close.
Blitz. What do we got going on for you after you've shielded yourself up there?
I guess I'll probably repeat of last time. Yeah. Let's go for that again. It seemed to work.
No.
Oh, that's not too good.
Even with the advantage from your cat friend.
Yeah.
Still got
No
rerolls.
bueno.
There are rerolls.
Nah, it's cool.
Okay.
Regular roll attack on the most hurt one there.
You got it. Regular load attack will hurt. 11 points there.
And Bowser hopefully scramble out of the dirt and come up with another little rend.
Bowser Rend looks good. The Scorpions are now looking like maybe if you would let them go, they would leave. But I don't know that that's going to happen. Tahir, what do we got?
Gonna change up my strategy a little bit. The one that I've been wailing on is gonna have to make a wisdom save. Because he pulls out the amulet of Mitra and just gives a little shake and a little bell noise is heard from inside of it. As he has told the dead.
Toll the dead.
Ooh.
Wisdom saving throw. Goink, goink. 7. He has been damaged.
Ding dong.
15 is enough. 1 down.
He will then move to the other one he's been secondly whacking on with fire sword.
Mm-hmm.
And hit him instead!
Hit him!
Fire sword!
19 hits.
Yep, 16 for the first hit.
16.
Second swing, 7
Mm-hmm.
for another. Math is hard. 13.
True, got it. To hear anything else?
That is it.
Don't do anything else. Okay. Tann.
Tann is gonna go back to a trusty firebolt this time.
Okay.
As his circle of running is getting smaller. Oh,
Pretty trusty.
that is a good one. Nice.
Yeah. Oh, that was the kind of harsh rolls, but still 18 points. Nice.
Yeah. Not too bad. And then, sorry, I will get a Charlene stride. Oh, that one was just a baby zap, like scruffling your socks on the carpet and like poking your sibling kind of shock.
Critically cooked scorpion meat for Andry. Yes. Speaking of which, Andry.
Alright, a couple more swings at these things. They're gonna go down, right? Recklessly.
With your normal damage, yes, this one should go down. Man. Ah, you did enough. There you go. You got one more to go, though.
Move up to the next one. Take a swing at it. This one hasn't been damaged, right?
This one's been beat up a bit. It's been beat up in passing a few times.
Oh, sorry, I should have done that recklessly.
It's okay.
In case I get a crit.
You got it. Solid hit there.
12 for him.
You got it. Blitz. Wait a second.
Scorpions go.
I deleted my
I
lead
think
scorpion.
don't fix it, I guess. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, Scorpion goes first.
Yeah,
that's right.
sorry. Get that back in there, Scorpion. Deleted my wrong one. Scorpion is going to start off in the aura. He doesn't like that. He's going to wisdom saving throw. Can I get an aura damage, please? He does not pass.
Ooh.
It's got to be better than last time. Let's see.
What level is this group again?
12 or 11.
11. But they are playing Rock'em Sock'em with these particular insectoids. That is going to then have our scorpions try and man, they just can't land a hit. We're going for Blitz. He's got a feeling. Claw number 1. Claw number 2. Oh, Sting? Hey, Sting!
Oh.
Lands the crit. Is any? I see you over there, Andry. You want to say it?
Yeah, okay, I'll Runic Shield. Blitz. Why not?
What is runic? Which one is the runic shield one?
You gotta reroll it.
Gotta re-roll it. Of course I do. I remember those. Hey, we'll go the other way. You know, I'm just trying to make them feel good for when I destroy them later. Blitz, it is over to you. This scorpion has 13 hit points left. Let's see some damage out of this max.
Alright. Yeah.
That will do it. The threat of the 3 immense scorpions has been dealt with. The party still has some 2 to 3 days of travel to get back to their home in Red Moon Pass, but it does beg the question. Does the party wish to risk it for the biscuit and try and track back to where these scorpions may have a nest or lair, or do they continue on to Mitra's Fist?
Oh my goodness, guys! Those things were so huge. I can't believe it. He was just, oh my! There was like so many in this clock, and then he just falls on the floor again as haste wears off.
Blitz with
Is he okay?
Sample. Not of tired to hear, but of the scorpions. I mean. Let's see.
What was the question again? It was stay for the night or keep going on to.
It's what would the party like to do with this with what they've had? 3 immense scorpions have attempted to steal away their horses. You now have some scorpion flesh, which I'm informed can be tasty. But what are you doing from there?
Does this seem normal behavior for them?
Hunting horses could be normal. I feel maybe a nature check would lead you to a better solution, or possibly a survival. There are skills that can be deployed.
Yeah.
A 13. So checking around, it seems convenient that you would be attacked, so you might have suspicions aroused, but you don't see any particular marks upon the scorpions that they were being influenced. There's no harness or marks upon their carapace that they've been led in any way. You don't detect the remnants of any magic. So it could just be that they were tracking your animals.
How far away is Mitra's from here?
Mitra's is still about 2 to 3 days. So if you wanna rush it, you could be there in 2. If you're ambling, you'll be there in 3. You're just kind of approaching the base of Red Moon Pass at this point. Once you get here, you'll be up in the hills a little bit, away from the valley. There's a nice little meadow right here and a small shrine to Mitra before you make it to Mitra's Fist, the town itself.
Hmm. Sorry, I interrupted you, Dahl.
I know they were going to eat my horses, but honestly, they were just looking for something to eat. So I can't really blame them.
Scorpions keep treasure. Think about it. If they did kill a horse, that horse could have a satchel bag, and whoever could be that satchel bag could be something pretty cool. You never know.
You see Tann trying to lift up a chunk of the carapace. Does it get digested? I don't know much about scorpions, let alone the big scorpions. He's kind of like trying to lift it, but it's probably too heavy for him.
I mean, these
Think
are
about it this way.
big fellas.
Yeah, or not to lift the scorpions, but like the carapace, like seeing if he can like wiggle a part of it free, but still like it's it's attached to it, so he's probably like.
I think you're having the same trouble that like children who think turtles come out of their shells are having. You're like, I can't figure out how to make it come out.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it this way. I mean, the last time we saw a scorpion, you know what we found, and he like takes it away to like Blitz. Come on, right? You remember? Last time we saw a scorpion. Remember?
The scorpion was in that room with the guy with the great sword laying on the slab, right? Am I right? What was up? But he was up north of that.
You were in the right general area. It was on its tail.
On the belt.
Think about it.
Mmm.
You could be right to hear. We should probably see how many there are.
Think about it. They also probably move in herds. There's probably just one herd. What if there's like multiple herds of these things? We can't have those attacking people coming by here.
Are they like bees where they got a queen?
I don't know.
Tahir, you know everything. Of course you know.
The Scorpion King is definitely a legend I have heard of in these lands.
Well, what are we gonna do with the horses, though?
Would your griffins like to eat this meat while it's here?
He prefers horse.
Have you named them yet?
Yeah, did you name the griffin?
It's been so long. He's grown up so big. It's really terrifying.
Well, he's not that big.
It's been 3 months.
It's been 3 months. You know, I once had a dog. I once had a dog, and when I had that dog, he was just a little guy like that, like murky size. And then I was gone for a little bit, and then he came back, and he was like fully grown. I was like, "Holy shit, that's a big dog!" I'm terrified, and then I never want to look at dogs again for the next probably 2 years. It was horrible.
Wait, you're scared of Murky?
Oh, absolutely. I've had decades to get over my fear.
Oh. That's right. You're really old, aren't you?
I'm like 96.
That's pretty
young.
old.
I'm young. How old are you?
I'll probably be dead by the time I'm 96.
Wait, how old are you?
Very specific.
I'm not 96.
But how old are you?
I'm 28.
You're only 20. What? I mean, oh boy. Woo. Tann?
I turned 31 in a week.
I'm well aware you're 4 months, 2 weeks, 37 minutes, and 12 seconds. Remember that? Or are you older? Or is this something you're not telling? Blitz, when were you manufactured?
Unknown. I checked the bottom of my foot, but I did not find a stamp.
Find a name at least.
I was given the name Blitz by my creators.
And who might those be? Is it those
Humphrey Stoneforge, I recall? Yeah, it starts. Yes. There were several. I have many mothers and fathers.
So as we're considering that, and you're looking over the landscape there, considering the herds of majestic scorpions roaming across, maybe a survival check would give you an indication if you might be able to follow this herd back to its grazing grounds. I don't know how we're stringing this one together, but if you want to head in that direction. It is still evening, so those who can see in the dark can do this normally. Those who can't see in the dark would have a little bit of trouble.
You want me to light the fire sword?
Sure, it's pretty cool.
I know.
I just kind of want to stare at it. I mean, I probably shouldn't because of the scorpions, but it's really cool. He's so excited for you.
Andry's just sort of like wandering around in the dark, I think.
Yeah. I don't know. We could try and follow him, but
I was
these
trying to see
mounds
if
are
I-
everywhere.
Yeah.
It may be considered a good deed to eradicate this threat before a lesser traveler is happened upon.
That is true.
I can second this.
Do you want to do
Or
it now
maybe-
or in the morning?
I mean, I'm all for it right now. I mean, I know Dahrian needs to get his beauty sleep. He gets very cranky if he doesn't get his full 8 hours.
You just do
Mhm.
like a "Meh."
Me?
I think he insulted you.
It was so muddled I couldn't really tell. He either said that I was beautiful, or something that I don't want to repeat.
Wait, you understood what he said? I thought he just made a man noise. That actually is meaning?
It's a very specific dialect. Very specific Sylvan dialect.
You see one day. Meh, 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 meh.
It's very popular among the mountain goat yoga circle.
I can leave Echo with Dahrian to watch over him in case more scorpions come so they don't eat him in his sleep.
It's also a good idea.
Perhaps we throw Dahrian on the disc and bring him with us.
That would be
wait.
smart too.
Mm.
I wonder if scorpions are like ants and they release some kind of like thing when they die. Cause like have you ever seen like when like you squish an ant and all of a sudden there's just like a whole bunch more that like come running at once to check out what happened? Do you think we like should probably move, but like how fast do you think we should move? Or is it like the opposite? Do they smell something that's died and they're like, "Oh man, no, we shouldn't go there." So is it actually safer to be here? I've taken this conversation back a few steps from the few steps that we've made forward, but now I'm just curious.
You know, this is not an area of study I've ever considered in my decades of academic research.
Same. I have not
That's-
studied ants, but humanoids exhibit similar behaviors.
Like, if you kill them, they
When
leave
one of them
off
dies,
the...
I notice crowds gather.
This can happen. What happens if you never mind. We're gonna get way sidetracked if I get on a whole tangent here. So I'm going to go follow the scorpions.
Sure. So, as those who can see in the dark begin to follow the scorpions, could I get a survival check, please?
Do you want me to ignite the sword just so we have light? Andry?
Blitz can actually do
Why?
Dahrian's early trick and give dark vision to everybody.
You can do that too?
I've picked it. I've always actually been able to do it, but I never needed to because Dahrian.
What?
We're learning
I'm
things
learning
every
so
day.
much. I am like curious just on a side thing. How does Blitz give people dark vision? Is it like a magic thing or is it a mechanical thing?
Yeah, this is one of the few things that he would do magically, but he doesn't understand how it works. But he'd say, "I believe it may be one of my souls."
Pardon?
Wait, sorry, one of your souls?
Go on. Like your shoe?
No, I was implanted with the souls of ones who died.
You are what?
I'm learning so much.
Did you not know this already?
No.
No. What? Take a step back. What? Okay. So.
I'm sorry, I thought it was common knowledge. Do you not have souls?
It's really weird for a Shadar-kai. I'm not going to get a whole thing about that because it's like a balance between life and death, so it's kind of a mixture of both. And what do you mean? You have multiple? How many of you are there?
Tann is having a slight existential crisis because he doesn't know if he has a soul.
Like, up until this moment, Tann was confidently leading you into the desert, and then they're just standing there.
What is life?
It is common practice among the scholars of Lorehold to resurrect the spirits of the dead and ask them questions, and sometimes they implant those souls into objects and sometimes people. I am both.
Huh.
Wait, you consider yourself a person?
Do you not? I think Blitz will look kind of sad at that.
Oh,
Right.
Sure.
Rude. What are you doing?
No, I was asking if he considered himself a person. I consider him a good friend.
Oh, thank you.
I know that kind of like hit my heart a little bit. I was like, "Oh, are you a person?"
Buddy?
How many souls are we talking about here?
Unknown.
Tahir's got 2.
What?
Well, you said light and dark or something like that. I don't
It's-
know. You say a lot of words.
Do I have 2 souls?
Sure. And he's got at least 2. Tann? You don't think you have any?
I mean, I think so. There must be something there, right? Because otherwise, like, what constitutes a soul? I've died once. Do I still have that soul, or have I been replaced by something Tann adjacent?
The way I understand it is when you're brought back from the dead, your soul has to come back to your body. And your soul can decide that it doesn't want to, or it does.
But what
Okay,
if it's
I
like
probably do have a soul.
Then what if it's like a soul that wasn't originally you, but it's pretending to be you? You could not even be you right now.
That's kind of terrifying.
It's
Then
like
what
a-
else? Well,
it's
I know
like an
what
invasive-
I am, but who
It's
am
like an
I?
evasive parasite that comes in and just snatches your body from beyond, which is another reason why I hate vampires, by the way.
You
Because
see him.
that's literally what they do. It is terrible. They insert their own acids into you, and then they kill you, and then you become them.
You see him just kind of shiver for no known reason, but he's shivering. It might be the desert night. It gets
And-
cold at night.
And as Tann shivers and Tahir gets a little emphatic, Alex has realized that you are all stalling for time for Dahrian to get here, and a wandering encounter has been invoked.
Alex, for a birthday?
He said no more talkie.
No more talkie? Alex.
And I did mention what the wandering encounter would be.
We have been found out.
As you are making your way through the desert, tracking the scorpions back to their lair, and you can kind of see off there's a little bit of a ridge where maybe there's a rocky outcropping, the kind of thing that would be able to tunnel underneath and have a little bit of a lair there. But from overhead, Dahrian's not with us, so the crazy high passive perception is not around. Who has got the next highest passive perception?
I have 15.
15.
I doubt it's me. 12.
I think you beat me on that, Andry. I think I have a 14.
All
Yep,
right,
14.
let's see. Oh, an 8. It gets found out. You hear a breeze kicking up, a wind blowing across the hills, but you don't feel it stirring. You don't feel the cooling gust. No, it just sort of whooshes overhead. You all look up, and blocking out a swath of the starry sky and then eclipsing a piece of the moon, a massive rock is overhead. You can see it bank and begin to circle. Those horses are just so tempting to the creatures of the desert. Comes back around.
Andry, we had to get 10 horses though.
The griffin's getting bigger. It needs to eat more.
Bird.
It's a ways in the distance, but it moves at a speed that belies its size. It is coming in. You can see the big claws extend, glints of light off of it in the moonlight. It is aiming for maybe 1, 2, 3. Maybe look at a half dozen of those horses if it can get them clumped together. But in it comes. What is the party doing against this gargantuan bird?
I might need to be bigger.
Well,
Oh, gargantuan.
I could light the sword and say, "Hey, you bird bastard, right here." Hmm?
I could
I
banish
don't
it
think
for a
he's
minute.
gonna eat it. It's not gonna want to eat you, Tahir. It's gonna want to eat the horses.
You have a griffin to feed.
I know.
You do have a griffin to feed.
This is a problem.
Oh,
Oh, that's really big.
I mean,
Well-
this is a gargantuan beast. It is a big bird.
Yeah!
Maybe if we hurt it enough, it will go off. It will shoot. And as he says that, he pulls out the big, heavy crossbow that he carries around. All we have to do is just make it go away. Then I can cast Wall of Force on the horses. But that's fun.
As it comes in, it gets a little lower. You can hear the sand kicking up behind it and the turbulence it disturbs. See a little dust plume that it creates as it's zooming in on you. It's going to pass over your heads in just a moment on the way towards the horses. We won't need to roll initiative because it'll just be whatever actions you want to take as it's zipping over your head, claws coming down at those horses. What do we want to do?
good.
Let's shoots it like. Let's shoots it with a web. Is there any chance it might get tangled in it and fall? You know what I mean?
I mean, it is arguably possible. Could you bring up the spell web? I don't know if it has anything about gargantuan and size. Sticky webbing can put it in a 20-foot cube. Webs are difficult terrain, lightly obscure the area. Each creature that starts its turn in the webs fails to save the hero. Creatures strained by the webs. Webs are flammable. It would not be anchored between two solid masses, so there's no solid masses in the sky, so it would basically just ball up and stick to it.
I have an idea. So this bird is just like zooming like low. It's like it's coming in really fast.
Yep.
Are you gonna just put a wall of force right in front of it?
You know, birds and windows don't work all too well together. So I envision a rock going at max speed with a nice little light just shown behind a wall of force, because the wall of force is invisible, and the bird just comes right in, and then just, birds and windows are best friends.
Sure. You got about 12 seconds to make this decision. So are we...
I will cast Wall of Force.
Okay. Go ahead and give me the Wall of Force spell. So Wall of Force comes up. Whoop. You're kind of putting it right in the way. Anybody else doing anything?
I think just watching.
Yeah.
Free floating, form and hemispherical dome.
I'll try and keep the horses calm.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. I will help.
I'm just reading here. It doesn't say anything about smacking into a wall causing damage, but I feel like it will.
Would it be similar to like fall damage, but like because it's not falling, but that's how I would imagine like something similar.
I'm imagining a very similar thing, so I will be giving it some damage because it is a wall of force. It may have a little bit of give to it because it's like a gravity resistance, but at the same time, this is decelerating from 240 feet per round to 0. So yeah, there's just this walk noise.
Kind of like when you like hit the water from too high up. Like water gives, but go fast enough.
So the rock's central point stops, but those 10 by 10 foot panels don't cover the wingspan. So the wings just sort of fold forward around the wall like it's giving it a big hug, and then it just poofs down to the ground. It shakes its head and sort of starts to recover itself. We'll do a quick, let's just do, we're going to invent some numbers here real quick. Let's do 10d4 damages. 26 points of damage to the rock as it is brought to a sudden stop. It shakes itself free of that, and you can see it's trying to gather its wings back in. It does not look like it likes trying to take off from the ground. But what are you doing as you have a momentarily stunned rock on the ground some, 60 to 80 feet from you? What's the range on that wall of force? 120 feet, so 80 feet or so off.
You want to go get him, big guy?
Yeah, let's do it. Andry will start running forward.
Okay. Andry starts running forward. Dash action as you're going forward. Are we going into combat? I guess we're going into combat.
Charge.
Let's go into combat. Let's clear the combat.
Let's see if it tastes like chicken.
I hear they taste like chicken. Sure.
Killing everything the desert has to offer.
We gotta protect the horses.
Protect the glue horses.
Something I need to move. All right, come over here, rock. So you're about 80 feet out from it right now. We'll figure out where that's going. I got Andry and Tann. We got Tahir in there. And what am I missing? Tann, Andry, Tahir, and there's Blitz. And we're in order. Tann, you will get the opportunity to go first. About 80 feet away, there is still a wall of force kind of in the way there, but this creature's just kind of like moving its way around it.
Ooh. I'm like, what can I experiment? I have so many spells. I'm gonna go Old Faithful, but I want to just go big with Old Faithful. So I'm going to cast Inflict Wounds, but just for funsies, I want to cast it at 5th level.
What's your speed? You'll need to close about 80 feet to get close enough for Inflict Wounds.
That's right. Will not be able to do that right now.
Okay.
So I'll save that for later. He might cast another Ashardlin Stride though, just to give him a little extra like push for running though. So that adds another 20 feet. So that becomes 55 feet. Oh, so then he could reach him if he dashes. But no, I couldn't do that either because it's 2 spells. Yeah, he'll do the Ashland Stride and just do the 55 feet to get close, but he doesn't want to get so close that he's going to get pecked at. So right now he's just kind of positioning himself.
You got it. So on the rock's turn, it stands up using half of its movement. Its huge wings shuffle and beat, and it starts to take to the air. Using half of its movement, reduces its movement to only 60 feet, of which 5 of that are used to close with Tann. And then Tann, the rock strikes down at you with beak and talon. Beak coming first, Tann. 26.
Oh, that'll hit.
For 27 points of piercing damage. And then as its body begins to pass over and you're like, the worst is done, then comes the talon. 24 to hit.
Yes.
For 25 points of slashing damage. A total of
I made a terrible decision.
52 points of damage. And Tann is now going up in the air. So as the wing beats down, the rock rises up. It travels kind of in a straight line as it's building up its speed. It's closer to you now. It's probably only about 40 feet away, but it is about 20 feet up in the air right now. There is no such thing as Pythagoras, so if you get close to it, you're 20 feet away. But Andry, what are we doing as Tahir goes up in the air? Sorry, it says Tann goes up in the air.
I think we might have to burn its wings. I can't do that. I'll move up to it.
Okay.
And I will rage. And I believe that I have to use my movement too as an action too, so that would be my turn.
You got it. Closing the distance, you're still a ways below it, in spite of your size. Tahir, what do we got?
You see, he was getting all like really giddy just to go charge this big bird. Like he had the sword ready. He was trying to go for the whip, and then realizes Tann just could absolutely destroy it, and just be like, "That's why you're, oh buddy, you're in the back. This is why." And then he puts the whip away. He will do a blade song for his bonus action, and for his action, he will cast Vortex Warp on Tann.
Okay.
To teleport them not in the claws of a bird.
Vortex Warp, does that do damage?
Nope.
Nope.
It just
Okay.
teleports.
Tann, you are no longer in the claws of the bird.
And you can go wherever, I guess. And just, I guess, so here is in front's position of Tann is all I'll put.
Sounds good. That'll bring us around to Blitz then. Blitz.
All right. Rocket boosters lifting off. And Andry, I will attempt to burn its wings, and I'll shoot a beam of light out of his forehead there. Oh man, he missed. Unless could the cat reach him to get help?
No,
Is
I
it
don't
close
think
enough?
the cat has enough range to get there and apply the help.
We do have rerolls.
Got rerolls.
Diggy, do you have
Oh,
rolls?
okay. Oh, let's do that. Yeah.
All right.
Just a sec. It's the easiest way to do that. Just roll a d20, I guess. Oh, that's better. Yay.
That is better.
So
that will hit a rock. That will mark the rock for advantage for the next person who tries to hit. And that
All
will
right.
do.
I guess it's only 6 damage.
That will
but-
do 6 points of radiant damage. It was some, like a feather, floated down after you got done. Blitz. Anything else?
Blitz will do a quick counting of its feathers to see how many bolts he needs. And I guess that's it.
A significant number. Tann. You are no
He's looking
longer
a little
restrained.
dizzy.
You are on the ground. What you got?
Mm-hmm. Thanks, buddy. That hurt. The bird's 20 feet up. Or no, he's higher than that, isn't he?
He's
Where's
about
again?
20 feet up, about 40 feet away.
Gotcha. Okay. 20 feet up, 40 feet away. Let's do... Too far for what I was thinking. Lightning bolt again, because that's a classic.
Oh, a lightning bolt again.
Lightning bolt again! Cast it.
An 11 is not better than an 18.
That is true. And may I do my thing where it does it at full damage?
Use the... yeah?
Yay! Alright, I forget what exactly it's called. Destructive Wrath, I think? No. Yes, that is it. Destructive Wrath.
Yeah. So 9d6s maximized would be 54?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
do
how
that.
math works. A lot more feathers fall down. And for a moment, like, the desert lights up just arcingly bright white, and then it's all dark again. And all the bugs in the area turn and look towards you.
Oh no, that's scorpions included.
Tann, this rock saw where the lightning came from. It was a line drawn straight down to you. So it's going to rise up and then come back down, and it's going to swoop down upon you. It's got
Can I
enough
move?
movement to avoid the reach of all except those standing just next to you, which, from what I've heard so far, would be Tahir, probably. Does that sound right?
Or
Okay. Inbound at Tann, rock with beak and claw. Beak, 25 to hit
I am down.
for 27 damage, and then Talon, 26, doing 2 death fails. Tann is in the claws and being borne upward once more, but to go up, it's got to get out of the reach of Tahir. Tahir,
fire sword.
fire sword.
Fire
19
sword.
hits.
Fire sword.
There's 13 points of damage. We'll say 40 feet to get to you, swoops down, comes back up again. It's probably 40 feet now out the other side, out of that 120 feet of range it's got. It's gotten itself 20 feet or so up in the air once more. But Andry, what do we got?
Well, the problem with barbarians is they've got nothing for ranged. So I will just chase after it.
You got it. You go to chase after it. Now, just for the audience's sake and because it's amusing me right now, Andry, who bought himself 10 horses, has now run back and forth past the horses as he's chasing this rock around. So, as the horses are just watching this tennis match, maybe Andry will realize what he's doing. But for the moment, Andry goes trucking after the rock on foot. Tahir.
God damn it, can't get off the bird! I will. You know what? D&D, right? We can do whatever the fuck we want. I'm going to bonus action the Blessing of the Raven Queen to try to teleport on top of the bird.
Okay. Rocks are designed to be ridden by giants, so their backs are broad enough. Whoop whoop. You can get 60 feet or so.
And then I can get 30 feet. Well, how high is the bird?
The bird's 20 feet up, so if you run 30 feet forward and then teleport, you're fine.
I can do that. And that's what I'll do. That's my bonus action, and then with my action, I'm going to cast Vortex Warp again. I really want to do my other spell. And teleport Tann to, like, Blitz or something. I don't know. Someone who can heal.
Okay.
Thanks, sir. Thanks, Mike. And then the wizard rides the bird.
The wizard rides the bird. Yeah. Blitz. Tann has appeared next to you.
Let's get to healing. Let's see. I think the smart play is I'm just reading the spell real quick just to make sure this is gonna work like I think it is. Radius. Yeah, radius. Okay. So he'll pick her up or pick him up and put him on Bowser? I don't know. They're both medium. I don't know. I mean, not like a mount, but I was just thinking like a pack mule kind of situation. I'm trying to tag him along, while moving. That's not going to happen. That's not a good idea.
I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish, so I think it's a
I
little.
wanted to do this
You,
aura, this aura of vitality thing to heal every round, but then bring Tann along. Oh, but he's gonna wake up as soon as I do it. So, oh yeah.
Okay.
Tann can move.
How's this work?
Tann has legs.
So I feel like
the average.
like maybe the gap where that gem had been, you see some like sparks coming out as Blitz goes a little bit skittish there. But yeah, Aura of Vitality, you would probably apply the healing to Tann so then Tann can tag along to where you're headed.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
Gotcha.
Confusion.
Not a
Starts
problem.
off with 7. That's not bad.
All right.
Did it show the description as well? Oh no, I'll put it up there too.
You got it. So Tann restored back, has some health now, but we'll see how that goes in just a little bit. Blitz, that was an action. I think it sounded like you were trying to stay clutched together. Bowser's not going to have reach. Flying Cat's going to be outpaced. Anything else for you?
I guess just stay there and play defense. I think maybe try to. I don't know when it flies back around to try to snipe it or something. I guess.
You got it.
But not a ready action. So anyway, okay. So there you go. Sorry.
No problem. Tann, you are awake but prone, sort of slumped across Bowser's back for some reason. What's up?
How did I end up here? This is gotta be the weirdest looking thing, because, like, there's, like, so many limbs. He's just, like, flumped. I'm like, oh, hey, Bowser. And he's gonna kind of give him, like, a pat on his metal side. And he's just gonna kind of, like, roll off and stand up. Oh. I've not made smart decisions today. And he's gonna thunk his forehead and cast, what's it called? Mirror image?
Okay.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? I think so. I'll find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mirror image, that's it. And he is gonna just take a moment to look at the battlefield and not do anything that might draw attention to himself, because the rock really wants to eat him.
The rock.
These illusions are a good choice, Tann. It seems that bird finds you extremely delicious.
Maybe I'll make it a little harder.
Sounds
Maybe
good.
I'll do a little. Oh no, wait, because that's I always forget the spell thing, because I was gonna say maybe I could do a healing word on myself, but then it's a spell, and that's no bueno. I always forget that one. So yeah, he'll just end it there and just catch his breath.
You got it. So, we got Tahir on a rock, and the rock is not pleased with this. The rock is going to go ahead and sort of just lean back over its shoulder, make a beak attack at Tahir. So that's going to be step 1, beak attack coming at Tahir. 29 to hit.
It's
25 points of piercing damage.
It is reduced because with the blessing of the Raven Queen, I have resistance to all damage for 1 turn.
Look at you.
So 12.
The rock is then going to do a barrel roll and try and get you off of it. You have your choice of either an animal handling versus a flat 20 or a grapple check against the bird.
I can't argue for acrobatics here, can I?
You're trying to hang on to the bird, so No, grapple checks aggressively are strength athletics.
But could you like run along the bird, like when someone does like those barrel runs?
It's fine. If that's what we have to do, it's animal handling or grapple. I'll do the animal handling. If that's required.
I will. All right. I'll say you can do the acrobatics against the DC 20 as well. Animal handling or acrobatics against the DC 20. Grapple would be the grapple check.
I only ask for acrobatics because I get an advantage on those as a blade singer.
Oh, cheat, but we'll let it go. Advantage DC 20 acrobatics to stay on this bird.
I'm the fucking wizard.
Look at you. You managed to maintain your seat. It cannot get you down to where the talons can come into the play. So the talons are going for someone else. And the only one who's close enough is Andry. So Andry, the rock is swinging down your way. Talons out. Talon attack. I don't think you had a held action because you were dashing, or did you say held action?
No, I was dashing.
Okay, so Talon's coming at Andry. Talon attack crits it.
Alright.
40 points of slashing damage to Andry. I don't think Andry is raging, so I think he's taken all 40 of those. And then you are grappled, and it has the biggest, juiciest of the party members in the talons, and the rock looks pleased. Until it's Andry's turn. Andry, you are in the talons. You are currently grappled and restrained, but that's never bothered you before. What's up?
I'm going to start swinging recklessly.
Okay. Advantage and disadvantage cancel out for a normal attack from within the rock's talons. What you doing there?
Oh, sorry, 26.
26 works.
So 16
points there.
Plus the 6. I will also rage.
You got it.
Again. And swing again.
Sounds good.
28.
28 works.
Another 15 points of damage.
You got it. Andry, anything
As
else?
I'm just hacking at its legs at this point.
Big, scaly-looking legs. Tahir, you are on the back of a big barrel-rolling bird.
I really want to do my spell, but I know if I do, I'm just going to fall off next turn.
Do the spell.
But you don't understand. If I do it, I'm just going to get knocked off.
You got Featherfall, it's fine.
Not if I cast this spell. I will have my sword burn bright once more, so just a beacon in the sky just is illuminating the night air, and I will swing a sword.
Swing a sword.
Oh,
You
14.
will not hit with a 14.
Is this where I reroll?
There's
Should I
one
reroll
player
here?
reroll in the pot.
Hero.
I will reroll.
There are 0 player rerolls in the pot.
We will never get more if we don't use them.
That is somewhat true. 25 hits.
For
Wow, that's a lot.
26 points of burning sword damage. Unfortunately, there's no one next to him, so no 16.
Nope, just Andry.
And with my second attack, I will swing again. 16?
16 hits.
For an additional 12.
You got it. It's a big bird and it doesn't
That's
like
it.
this. Blitz.
Here, I have an interesting idea.
What is it?
Oh, I'm sorry, Tann. Tann, I have an interesting idea.
You're on the wrong channel! You're on the wrong channel! Talk to him!
Since you are so undeniably delicious, it occurs to me that you might hang on to me while I float up in the air, and we could tantalize this beast with the illusions you've created. When he comes near, I will strike at him with the max.
Will Will you do it? How? He's gonna like test and like put his arms like around like his neck, like when you go to do like a piggyback ride, and then like the front half of his legs like go up, but then the like rest are dangling. So he's just like this, or like I've never gotten a piggyback ride before. Like, would it work?
Aw.
This is a new experience.
Why not?
And if it
Don't
works,
drop me, I'm gonna die.
Blitz will float up in the air and wait while the images of the delicious hands hover and dance in the air around him.
Can you even like carry me? Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
So I will point out that Blitz is not entirely solid, so there may be some advantages to just like goat hoofing into the back of his like calves and just
true.
like sticking to him because somebody has stickiness.
I do.
You got a 92-degree angle.
Could you imagine like Blitz flies in the air and he's just standing like perpendicular on his back?
So
Art,
yeah,
please.
something happens. And up into the air you go. So the rock had swung back in order to get Andry, so at this point it's probably only 30 or so feet away. It is still 20 or so feet up in the air, but as you drift your way upward, where is it you want to end up again?
I guess
Like
somewhere
right
where he
beside
can
it?
be very visible, like trying to tempt it to come this way, and then he'll ready an attack, waiting for it to try to snap into one of those delicious illusions.
Okay. Alrighty. So Blitz and Tann are now hovering tantalizingly in front of the rock. Blitz has readied an action. Tann, you're not quite in range yet, but the rock does seem to be headed in your direction. Again.
Cool. On purpose this time.
Here just like is swinging down, and they just look to the left and is like, "What are you doing?"
It's working. Look tasty, Tann.
I think I'm doing it.
So Tann, aside from looking tasty, any actions being ready that I should be aware of?
I don't know. Well, or how is the rock more than 60 feet away?
No, it is only about 10 feet away from you right now.
Oh, okay, sorry, I was laughing so hard I couldn't hear.
Yeah, no, you basically put yourselves into a collision course at this point.
All right, cool. Might as well try this, and if I get a chance to heal, that'll be cool. This is one of my new spells. I'm gonna cast Enervation.
Oh.
Choo.
DC 18 Dexterity saving throw, you say?
I do.
23.
Oh, he's fine.
Does that do half damage, or is that a complete miss?
Sorry. No. It's on a fail. He still takes some damage.
Okay.
On a successful saving throw, the target takes 2d8 necrotic damage, and the spell ends. Okay. So
I'll take the first
2D
two of those d8s, which would be 14.
Okay, perfect, because that's probably the easiest way to do that math.
You got it.
Perfect. And whenever the spell deals damage... Okay, that was my second question. So, okay, that's all he's gonna do. The tentacle kind of lashes out, but then disappears because it succeeded its saving throw. But at least Tann looks slightly healthier now.
Yeah. So, maybe the rock's after Tann. Maybe not. Hard to tell. It's just more of a collision course. So the rock is going to go whooshing by where Blitz is. As it does, it's first going to try and crush Andry in its talons. Andry, you are grasped by the talons, so this is coming in at advantage. Would have been anyway because of your recklessness. And 18, though, I think a 26 has the advantage.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. That is going to be doing 28 points of slashing damage. Cut that one in half for me. The rock is then going to try and reach back over its shoulder and deal with Tahir. No, it's not. Why is it would ignore the person who's in its claws and easy to hit? Beak is coming in at Andry, again with an advantage. Reaches down and pecks the frisky Barbarian. 22?
Andry casts shield.
Andry better not cast shield. I'll flip a shield. He's got enough stuff that he can do to derail my fun. 22 to hit for 27 points of damage, Andry.
Yep, got it.
All right, and then the rock just starts to climb. And as it is climbing, Blitz, you would get your attack of opportunity or your held action. Please go ahead and deploy that.
All right.
$15 is the number you needed. 25 points of damage will work.
Yay!
Good hit.
Nice.
And then it is past you. Tann, you would have the option of taking an attack of opportunity if you had a weapon in hand. Do you have a weapon in hand?
I think due to his precarious situation, he probably would not, hanging on to a flying metal man.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
normally I would take it, but not today.
You got it. 120 feet later, so a total of 140 feet into the sky. The rock is going to be doing another barrel roll. Tahir, you may grapple or you may acrobatics to stay on. It's also going to let go of Andry.
Wizard. Damn it!
Tahir and Andry, you find yourselves 140 feet above the sandy floor and descending quickly.
I cast Featherfall.
You find yourselves 140 feet above the sandy floor and wafting gently in the breeze. Andry, as you are wafting, you are not as far away from the rock as it would like you to be, and you're basically right there.
Oh, can I swing at it?
You sure can. You didn't fall.
Oh, alright. Again, recklessly.
Okie dokie.
Seems like a good idea.
You got it. You have full advantage at this point. 29 hits. 10 to start you. Five more there.
6 more.
6 more there, excuse me.
And then I'm also 17 or 18 altogether for that
You got
one.
it.
And second swing.
Mhm.
How's this thing looking?
Bad. It's looking like it wanted you to fall. 19 hits. 13 damage there. Sorry, 15 damage there. It's got like 4 feathers left on its body. Andry, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
You got it. Tahir, it is your turn. You are also wafting next to the 4-feathered rock. What are you doing?
I mean, what better way than to teleport right on its face by doing another bonus action teleport and then bringing out the fire sword of greatness, and I will swing.
And the swing, a 27 will hit. As long as you do 4 points of damage, and yes you did, go ahead and cook this turkey to hear what's going down.
I picture, like, as they're both falling, he's, like, slowly falling back, and then as that happens, he, like, flicks the sword in such a way that it just, a quick, like, little blur vanishes, and then, like, just above him, like, the rock, it's like a wide arcing swing just on the top of its head.
You got it. And with that, the rock comes crashing down with a tremendous impact into the sandy floor of the desert. Congratulations. The party has proven that they are equal to the tasks of wandering through the desert. We won't be doing any more wandering monster encounters in the desert, but there are much worse things awaiting for them. Congratulations. As that all happens, tracking a rock back to its nest would be a feat beyond your ability, but we do still have that scorpion nest just a little ways over there. After you've regathered yourselves and moved on, you find that rocky outcropping. You can see where the scorpions had been layering below it, and indeed, there are treasures to be found, but also some oddities. Could I get from whoever will be doing the investigation an investigation check and then an arcana check?
I want to be that guy, but I'm pretty good at both.
Thank God I had this ring. I could have fallen to my death.
Hold on, I think I hear some stirring happening behind us on the desk. Hey, you there? Buddy, you awake yet?
Yeah? Dahrian, come on in. You there? Tell him to join!
You're making goat noises again. Oh!
Wakey, wakey, Dahrian.
Alright, give me just a moment to shuffle
Hello.
the peoples.
Yes, Tahir, I think you are probably the best to investigate this area.
So, Dahrian, what's been happening? The party has been traveling back to Mitra's Fist from Red Moon Pass after visiting the bazaars of Kasiara and gathering their equipment. While the rest was happening and it wasn't your turn for watch, they decided that they could handle a couple of immense scorpions without bothering to wake you up. And then, a short while later, with a thunderous boom, a rock is brought down out of the sky to land not far enough away to prevent you from being awoken. You wake up, you look over to see the herd of 10 horses that Andry bought to feed to his griffin sometime in the future. You see your own riding animal off there in the distance, and the bodies of 4 elephant-sized scorpions and just an acre of rock feathers off in the distance. And we'll turn it over to the party to explain what happened from there.
How's everybody feeling?
I feel like I almost shit my pants.
Well, I don't know if I can do anything about that besides provide you another pair of pants, but is anybody
Did you know Blitz? Go ahead.
Tann slowly raises his hand, and you just see, how many toes does he got? 3 large grip holes in his side from where he was picked up, and he's like, I might have gotten a little hurt.
Tann, you know what? Me and you can say that we survived a rock attack.
Yeah, he's gonna hold up his hand for a high five.
That's nothing the Scorpion King can put on us.
I think we're ready.
I bet that rock would make quite the meal.
That's so much bird.
There's a lot of meat on that bird.
It would take days to cook that.
Yeah,
That sounds like a feast, if you ask me.
I like the challenge there.
Oh, right, you do cooking. Okay, I will cut it up for you. We can't take all of it, but we'll take some of it.
Sure. And you are currently about 3 days travel, 2 days rush, 3 days normal travel from Mitra's Fist. So if the plan is to harvest this bounty, you could certainly start making the preparations, get someone in contact from Mitra's Fist, and start ferrying some of this.
I've got 10 horses. We've got plenty of things to carry.
That's true. You do have your own caravan going on there. So yeah.
I might as well. Sorry, I might as well start collecting feathers because who knows? Maybe rock feathers will fetch a price, if not for anything magical, then for fashion choices.
I hear their eggs are worth something as well. If by chance it were to have a nest with eggs in it.
Like
we'd have to find the nest.
Could make an omelet out of it. Yeah, that is for sure. I do cast Aura of Vitality and start doling out hit points to whomever's hurt.
There's
I
one
think
still
Blitz
going
is
for another
doing-
8 rounds too. I mean, I
Oh,
don't know. Should I just click on it 8 times to see like who needs it?
Yeah, just go ahead and click your way through there, Blitz. So Blitz has got an aura of
Okay.
vitality up for some of the heals, but between the two of them, they're down somewhere in the neighborhood of 90 hit points. Tahir will need another 10, so 100 hit points or so will need to be deposed to get everybody up and running. Oh, though his aura is on fire, so you might be
Oh, wow.
okay there.
The first 2 were it was 7, 7, and then all of those were the last 8 remaining.
You got it. All right. But you found the kind of the crevice where these immense scorpions were layered or were spending their time out of the sun. And inside you find some odd bits. And we were just asking for someone in the party to volunteer an investigation and someone in the party to volunteer an arcana.
I'm an expert in both fields. If I don't know if I want to take all the credits now.
Neither of those are my jam. So
Would you like to take the Arcana, Wiz?
Sure, I could do that.
Wait a s-
Sure thing, hunk.
Oh yeah, the nicknames are coming back.
Yeah, I forgot about the nicknames.
They're gonna
shoot,
make
what was
fetch
it?
happen.
It was
Uh,
Cookie, Hunk,
Big guy,
Big Guy,
Wiz.
Wiz. What was my nickname?
It was 10.
It's not Tann.
Goat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it
Greatest
was
of
the
all
goat.
time.
Goat, the
Yeah.
goat,
The goat.
There we go. A pair of 17s, very well done. So investigating this scorpion burrow, you see that there is something of an infernal nature that has been left to taint the area. There is ichor left about, twisting and causing the enormous growth of these creatures. Where this is located, it's a little hard to tell whether this was meant to cause trouble for travelers of Red Moon Pass, or whether this would be set up to cause trouble in Shadar-kai in the upcoming spring bazaar. Shadar-kai, at the northern end of the Gloom Marsh, there is a small town. It is basically abandoned for most of the year, save for 2 weeks when during the spring floods of the river and all the sort of nastiness of the marsh is swept south in the river, a grand bazaar is held there. It is fairly easily accessible from the riverway, as well as being convenient from one side of Red Moon Pass, and the traveling bazaar of Caesarea will often swing by at that time to replenish. It's got a bit of a rough reputation for frequently having things that were gained illicitly, but for sale with sort of a, yeah, by the time it made it here, nobody really owns it anyway. But these scorpions could be troublesome to you, could be troublesome to them. They probably still had some growing to do, so they would have been true beasties if left for much longer.
So were all of the scorpions then defeated?
3 scorpions were found and defeated, and based on the size of them, that's probably all that could fit here. But with a little bit of ichor and another hidden cache, there could be others about. Deep breath, Andry. Deep breath.
And we were supposed to.
You were just sort of traveling, and you came upon them at this point. So, due to your patronage of Mitra's Fist, everyone sort of looks towards you. But you hadn't even heard of this trouble, so much as discovered it on your own here.
I guess let me do a sound check. Are you hearing it through my microphone, or are you hearing it maybe through
Your webcam. I was just about to message you about that.
All right, let me.
Yeah, message.
Darn, you
Oh, is
gotta
it?
wake up, buddy. It's okay.
He's talking a little groggy today. But yes, rock feathers
All
are
right, is
gathered.
this better?
Yep, there we go.
Yeah.
This better? All right.
Yeah, that sounds better.
That's the Dahrian we know and love. So, rock feathers gathered, rock meat gathered, scorpion carcasses and such things gathered, fancy new attire gathered, and probably another day, maybe even 2 spent harvesting, loading up those horses, and then off to Mitra's Fist. Now, does anyone need a quick second to grab themselves a drink bio break? I know we just got Dahrian back, but we're at about the point where I'm going to start talking for a while. So is everybody good and settled in, or do we want a quick break? Good.
That's up to you.
Okay.
Let's just do a quick break. Just like a 5-minute one.
5-minute break, you got it. We'll do a 5-minute break, and we will be right back. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you real soon. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. They can see us, and I'm trying to find the button.
You guys can handle things without me. It's all right.
Yeah, they did fine.
Oh no, Tann got fucked up.
Yeah, that bird really liked Tann.
I really wanted the goat.
I am delicious. I go well with Greek food.
They cannot hear you? they can hear me, they can see us, and in just moments, they'll be able to see the tabletop. And hey everybody, welcome back. We are playing some Dark Tower this evening on 20 Sides to Every Story. We are working our way through the second set of modules in the upcoming Original Adventures Reincarnated release, which is the Chosen Sons of Set. We had the party just proving themselves against some of the troubles of the desert. They dealt with several immense scorpions. They dealt with a rock that was hanging out there, and they have discovered that there is someone up to no good in the desert, spreading about infernal ichor and essences to cause trouble. They spent a day or so harvesting the meats and feathers and chitin and such things from those beasties that they felled. They spent another day or 3 on the road, traveling to Mitra's Fist to return home after their shopping trips. So, over the last 3 months, the party has been up to some good and some no good things. They have acquired some gear, they have acquired some information, and now it's time to share that information and take a look around our map here. So let me go ahead and fix up our map display and start talking about what you found out and where we might be heading. So right now on the map here, we've got some tokens. Let's make sure everybody's on the same page, same area. So the town of Mitra's Fist, represented by our good friend Old Cornelius here, is located in the middle of Red Moon Pass. A little to the north and west of Mitra's Fist is where the Hobgoblins are currently raising some Griffin cavalry. During the downtime, Tann and the others had reached out to those Hobgoblins and let them know that, hey, shenanigans will not be tolerated, but there could be some business opportunities. Andry has been working to procure horses without the need to slaughter caravans. It's going to cut into profits, but it prevents them from getting beat up too badly. And I think the party had, at the end of it, stumbled upon the idea that maybe they could hire these Hobgoblins to act as a security in the area. So there is a current tentative agreement with the Hobgoblins to maintain their own territories and possibly act as guardians for the pass. Now, Griffins do have some trouble when horses are spotted, so there is a little bit of training to be done there. They're nowhere near the Griffin cavalry of Waterdeep yet, but maybe someday. The pass has a couple of other areas that have been investigated, including a valley containing some tombs and a sphinx with some riddles in it. A intrepid band of adventurers was hired by the Obsidian Pages to investigate that. Some of the players participated in some of those adventures before we even got started in this particular playthrough of the Dark Tower. And so the Obsidian Pages, that organization of researchers and do-gooders, roughly analogous to the Harpers, has been providing that information. The representative that you know that is residing in Mitra's Fist is Moomin, who you rescued, and who provided you with a poem some time ago referencing Cathets. With the destruction of the tower, the party was made aware that the Lions of Mitra, the beings of celestial type that were inhabiting the artifacts of Mitra, as well as several other holy relics, have engaged with the minions of Set on the outer planes to prevent Set from rising one of his lesser sons, or offspring, up to the chosen son status. This is going to weaken Set if all 4 of his chosen sons can be struck down. The Lions of Mitra have indicated that they can hold him back for about a year. And during that year, no new chosen sons of Set can be risen up And if all 4 can be struck down, that would be a great blow against Set. Moomin and others have been assisting you in finding information about that. And so now we turn over to our map here. The first place is Caesarea up here, a traveling bazaar kingdom that moves around the desert so that they do not stress out the local resources. The bazaar is famous and is one of the wonders of the Lost Land, often visited by people coming down from the north who never really make it through the Red Moon Pass into the true Lost Lands. It's kind of the tourist destination of the area, a little bit of a Las Vegas-y kind of feel. Down here to the south and east of Caesarea's area, we've got Shadhalia, where we just spoke about during the spring season, a grand bazaar there, and that's generally when all the locals would come over and do trade and pick the purses of those who are coming in to do their tourist work. Red Moon Pass is now a much more navigable area with the cult of Set eliminated from it. There's the Gloom Marsh of Chashgar down here, a nasty area where the river flows down and makes its way through the broken area of the hills. It stinks and is rotting in there. Undead walk about the place at all hours. But that is a long-standing trouble, nothing current, and it's several days' travel across broken hills from Red Moon Pass, so you rarely would see trouble there. From there, we've got the river that continues to flow out of the marsh, make its way down to the town of Mumchander. That's where the original caravan that you kept pace with set out from to reach Red Moon Pass. So you visited there in the past. A decent town, a nice little trading town on the edge of the river. We have Mugdad up here, another trading town. They've had a rough time these last 50 years. A despot has been ruling them. That's just recently been overthrown, so they're having a bit of a enlightenment period right now as a new and charismatic leader has set to assist them. Moving over, we've got Sakintar, we've got our Acton River, and then we've got Rikus out here. No real troubles or anything of note happening here. This is a fairly well set up trading village at the confluence of the rivers and receives trade coming in from both sides. Away down to the south, we have the Ja Dejrit. This area still worships the old Sphinx religion. The Sphinx had rule over this area between the time of dragons and the rise of man that has happened recently. In other lands, when elves ruled the areas, here the Sphinxes held sway. It's said that they brought the humans up from an almost bestial nature. Some would argue that they enslaved them. Others would argue that they educated them. The ruling class tend to stick to that enslavement tier because they happen to be benefiting at the top of that. Some would argue otherwise. Located in this area is the Great Library, where many books have been stored for many centuries, going all the way back. Away to the north, we have the Getrian Desert, and this is the area where your leads are pointing towards to likely be the homes of the chosen sons of Set. The desert itself is rumored to have many an oasis and hidden refuge within it, but there is no mapping of the area that's consistent. You would need to explore the desert point by point, hunting after traces and tracks. But up here is the hamlet of Thinis, represented by this zombie fellow here. And that is represented by a zombie fellow because they are having a bit of trouble. A cult has been harvesting from the town to create undead. It's been a building problem where 1 or 2 villagers had gone missing. Then 1 or 2 undead showed up, stealing away 2 or 3 villagers. Then 5 or 6 undead showed up, stealing away 5 or 6 villagers. And exponentially it has increased to the point where now they are at a almost full alert area. This has been reported back to you that they have managed to stabilize themselves, but have no way to fight off the undead, just continuing to guard themselves. Beyond that, Prophet's Leap is a little bit of a bizarre area, bizarre and bizarre, where prophets, holy persons, visionaries stand upon a stone proclaiming their ideas to the world. Faithful or the curious gather, and then mercantile gathers around the faithful to sell them all manner of goods. Dahrian, you would definitely smell the scam a mile away, but it is a ongoing scam. It doesn't seem to be causing anyone harm, but it might weaken the faith of the faithful to go past such a obvious place of blasphemy. But you can buy at least 3 of every relic there. So if you need to replace your Belt of Mitra, they sell them by the boatload. Those are some of the features of the Lost Lands that we wanted to call out. The most obvious place asking for your help is about a month's journey. Each of these hexes are about 50 miles across, so about 2 days of travel. To get yourself up to Thinness would be about a month's travel in that direction. That would be the pointing that you have at the moment. And that's where we wanted to kind of turn it over to say, hey, what areas might bear more investigation? What resources might you be deploying? Things that I've heard so far, Tann's established some trade relations with some of the areas, Caesarea being the most recent of which that you visited. Tahir, I know you visited some of your arcane brethren and bounced a little bit back and forth. Blitz spent a little bit of time over in Strixhaven. Dahrian reached out and contacted the officers of your faith, and we've established a little bit of a, not a conclave, a little bit of a shrine in Mitra's Fist itself, and Andry's got the bar going. So with those resources or other ones I haven't thought about, what might we be doing for some information gathering, plotting, planning, or just shuffling off into the desert? Where are we going?
I've heard mentions of a great library I'd very much like to visit. Perhaps they can include some information that we may not already know about certain areas we have been to or not been to.
Absolutely.
That also grabbed my attention.
I didn't think I'd get away with saying the Great Library without digging into that one just a little bit further.
My mind immediately jumped to Avatar: The Last Airbender. So in like my head, I was like, "Oh, we can go see the Great Owl Spirit." Like,
I heard it's I think one of my colleagues said it was ruled by an owl, and they might have been a little drunk at the time because I was really trying to liquor him up to find the sword. But that's besides the point.
I heard it had some great flying buttresses.
Some great flying buttresses.
Dahrian, did you know that Blitz has multiple souls into them?
Say that again.
Well, while you were sleeping, we found out that Tahir has at least 2 souls.
Not confirmed. That
And
part's not confirmed.
Blitz has more than 3.
Did not think that was possible.
Also, a private telepathic DM link. I'm pretty sure Tann's worried that he doesn't have one. I don't know why. You should really talk to him about it. I think I can't bear myself to do it.
Well, while he's saying that, you see Tann, like, just kind of, like, playing in the sand, like, maybe, like, just kind of making as much of a sandcastle as he can without any wet sand. He's just, like, as we're trying to figure out where to go.
So the library is located in Zadjem. It is a city with a population of about 7,000 souls. It is one of the oldest cities in Dahrian, located near the oasis Sheshet Sesemet. Whoa, these words are going to be hard. I'll get them eventually. And it hosts the legendary Imperial Libraries of the Consorts. It is reputed to contain the rarest and oldest books in the world, including some dating all the way back to the Age of Dragons.
That information's always good to have.
Information is good to have. The libraries are reportedly guarded by a mysterious iron creature known only as the Keeper.
Which city holds the temple to Mitra that sent us on this escapade?
Sure, the temple to Mitra is actually off the page here, away to the west, up into the mountains. The most high and holy space, because Mitra, the primary temple, was built where Mitra fell. It is said that on the mountainside, after having defeated the armies of Set, there was a blinding light as everyone looked away, and then someone struck Mitra down and then vanished.
Well, I would say I could teleport over there, but it's a little too far away from us, even more so than where we are now.
Oh, yes, no shortcut there, unfortunately.
But I will say, wherever town we visit, I'm gonna hassle any matriarchy that's there and say, "Hey, you got a teleportation circle I could borrow? I'm good for it. I'm pretty cool, and we can have shortcuts on our way back."
It would be pretty cool.
Unless any of you know any teleportation circles I don't know about already, I'm all ears.
No, did you put one here in Mitra's Fist?
Yes, there's one buried at least 100 feet under the ground that I can teleport to. But we can teleport to it.
Sure. And as you check back into town, it's been about 3 months since the collapse. Some of your gnomish friends had worked to dig their way out from the temple back up to the shrine, so they are able to pass back and forth. And I think you would have prioritized that circle, so I think there's basically a well that has been dug down into the dirt just to that particular spot. But Cornelius and the other cleric are trying to dissuade people from doing this sort of targeted digging, and instead are looking to clear the whole valley, appropriately, to not restart the troubles of the past.
But if you were to ask my educated wizardly opinion, I'd say any presence of undead in a cultish-esque fashion in a land such as these might be a good indication of, nefarious set and evil persons, which also piques my interest in the marsh that's just southeast of here. I mean, there's gotta be a reason that there's undead crawling about. I once read of these jungles back in a place called the Forgotten Realms. Crazy story, but they're all chock full of undead. It was a really weird book.
Yeah, with the undead and the cultish stuff up north, that's kind of what has my interest peaked. Especially if we're establishing a foothold here. More allies, the better. If we were to go up and assist them with clearing that stuff out, it would, I would think, go a long way.
Yes, and it sounds as if the undead threat is growing exponentially.
And if the problem grows out of hand, we could also offer those who are currently surviving there to come to Mitra's Fist, since it has things there, just needs people.
True.
Population poaching, I like it. Hey, settlers, why don't
I
you
mean,
come over our way?
if it's between,
Think about it. We got a
zombies.
river. They don't got a river. We got a river. They got mountains. Gross.
Some tax
We got
incentives.
desert, baby.
I see.
We're actually very close to a marsh, too, which I never
Yes.
really realized before this.
The undead marsh.
The undead marsh. Oh, well, yeah. I guess we have undead too.
So close being like 5 days of really hard travel through mountains that are almost impassable. So to get to the marsh, you would be coming 4 or 5 days down to the flatlands, 4 or 5 days over to the river, and then a day or two back up. Going through the hills to anyone who's not an adventurer would be almost suicidal. There's gnolls and giants and cyclops and hobgoblins riding griffins. You know.
I heard those been bought out recently.
They're under new management, so that's turning it around. But still, there's some cyclopses, some chimera. There's nasty stuff out there.
Do you think we should let the hobgoblins know that we killed a rock, and that they should be on the hunt for their nest?
Wouldn't hurt.
Maybe.
Sure.
Or should we just leave it a secret? What if there is eggs there, though?
I don't know if we'll be able to feed a rock.
Where do
You're
you allow
probably right.
horses?
So these are for the griffin.
Oh, feed the rocks to the griffins.
Well, I don't know if griffins would eat rock. I think the rocks would eat the griffins.
What if we take the horses to feed the griffins, and then we use the griffins to feed the rock? Think about it. Then, like, for every one griffin the rock eats, that's like 10 horses.
Circle of life. It's beautiful.
But the griffins have a use.
Yeah, to feed the rock, obviously. Anyways, so here's what I'm proposing. Considering our only current lead is somewhere to the northwest of here, we light out for Mugged the M word that's just to the west of us.
Mugdad?
Yep. That you can pick up in any local rumors or any nefarious things that have been going on in the area, and then from there we can settle out, get our rations, and trudge forward into an empty desert of nothing.
So it sounds good.
Oh, I was just going to ask. It's been 3 months, and we were told that we have 1 year.
Yes.
So we only have 9 months left.
9 months left. And you have been actively pursuing your leads, and this is the first, solid lead you've had that wouldn't just be wandering the desert.
Right. Okay.
Which also brings the point, if we do go northwest to deal with culty business, I mean, Prophet Sleep, as much as the hooligans they are claimed to be, they get about. They may have heard things, they might have seen things.
Yeah. Well, it would seem also that if there's this cultish activity, it would make sense that one of these Sons of Set was kind of fomenting this, that it's a cult of that person.
If it's, what was it, like a cult of a cult, that the cult of Set is using the cult of whoever the hell those guys are. It's like a pyramid scheme for cults.
That's right, yes.
Dahrian, I like the way you think.
Yeah.
So as this discussion is ongoing, I think Torgrut, the leader of the Hobgoblins, has been called over. He introduces you to Axebeak 2, his new mount, and he takes the advice you give to be on scouting for a rock that may have been nesting. He sort of says, did you take down one of them or two of them? Because if there was a rock that was nesting and you only took down one, that means there's a very pissed off one in a nest right now.
Just the one.
Okay. So we will definitely keep our eyes open for a very pissed off rock.
I didn't get the sex either, so I don't know if it was the boy or the girl. Imagine if
very hard to
the
tell
boy
with
is
rocks.
still alive.
Say
he
again?
could be bigger than the. Imagine if he could be. It was the girl that we killed. The boy could still be out there, and it would be bigger than the one that we killed.
That is possible. So we will
Or it could be smaller.
We can definitely check that out. And he's like, which way around does that one go? I don't know. But he will get
They
that.
made for life. Like doves?
Rocks?
Yeah.
Given the scarcity of rocks, I think they may mate for life just out of necessity, but we'll leave that to mythology. So, Torgrut has been put on the hunt. And I think what I heard was heading out, visiting by Mugdad before making your way up along the mountains of the Fifth Prince to reach Thinis. Anything else that we're doing?
Nothing I could think of.
Yeah, me either.
Sure.
Does everybody feel like we're forgetting something? Like you have that feeling, right?
Oh,
Like
Oh,
there's something.
absolutely. That's just every time I play
Yeah.
anything.
I feel like there's this thing we should be like, oh, we're obviously going to bring some.
We'll assume
I don't know
that
what it
things
is.
that your characters would know to bring you have. So you have supplies, you have water, you have food. You will be traveling in the company of a caravan for as much time as possible. But you're heading pretty far off the beaten path fairly quickly. So once you're kind of out and about, that'll be where you go. So, Mugdad, you say?
Mugdad.
Lovely town.
Yeah, this was the kind of the town of ne'er-do-wells that you said, right?
It's a small town. It's got about 3,000 souls in it. It had some mining, and had grown up during around an oasis. The mines have long since been abandoned, and occasionally a small quantity of rare metal may be turned up. But mostly what it's known for, and what you'll be presented with as you arrive, is hulwa, a sweet-smelling salve made from fermented fruit and insect larvae. It also produces some millet from patties that it has. It also has a little bit of copper ore coming out of those mines, but that's mostly individual prospectors, and a couple of textiles and goods. As you arrive, you are welcomed into the town. You seem well-to-do. By my impression, you all sport a tremendous amount of gold, jewels, gems, and gear. Or are you traveling a little more in disguise? What's the look that you might be adopting after, 4 to 6 days travel and you're rolling up on the outskirts of Mugdad?
All right. Some house rules when it comes to us being in sketchy places.
Mm-hmm.
We all have to be required to share a room inside of the dome. Because I don't trust people. People are dicks 90% of the time I talk to them.
I mean,
Good plan.
yeah, I'm
Rule
down
number
for that.
2, don't stay up past 5:30 unless necessarily important. 5:30 a.m. Meaning don't be partying all night. You're going to lose your coin purse. I've had it happen to me at least twice. Not fun.
Are you a party animal?
Yeah.
If you want to
Next
hear,
6 is more
I
wild
can
time.
I can hang on to your coin purse for you.
No.
All right.
Rule
Yeah.
number 3. I don't know. Does anyone have a rule number 3? What?
Be observant. Whenever you go to
I
a new place, you be observant. Sorry.
be observant. Don't try not to stand out. I mean, so I would.
Look
We
at
have
me.
metal
How am I
armor on.
not supposed to stand out?
That's very true. But definitely have pared down, decent clothing, but nothing flashy. just more or less look like travelers as opposed to a force to be reckoned with, I suppose. You know?
Be humble.
Which brings to rule number 4. Don't go fucking killing anybody. Very bad. Don't do that. I don't think these people here are sect cultists.
So
yet.
no repeat of Mitra's fist.
You're not purging a town of its inhabitants yet. Don't know.
Yeah, I kind of keep forgetting. It's like, don't call attention to ourselves. We got a guy who's like 8 feet tall. We have a goat person. We have a human. We have a robot, and an elf. So yeah, that's out there.
And not just a human that in some circumstances can fly.
Correct. Yeah.
Which brings to rule number 5. If you find any wizards, let me know.
Sounds good. Is there like a actually that does make me curious. Is there in Mugdad, is there like a any kind of like a place of study or like a religious place where like information might be gathered? Because like there's always the tavern, that's good for like the local stuff, but is there anything like any historical society or like something that's in Mugdad?
Sure. So after a long journey through the southern extent of the Getrian Desert, the mud walls of Mugdad finally come into view. The city rises from a rocky outcropping, surrounded by fields of drought-resistant crops. The half-buried remnants of long-abandoned buildings poke through mounds of sand and grass that surround the city. It's fairly obvious that this was once a grander city and has now been quite reduced. As you get a little bit closer, approaching the southern gate of the city, you can see that beside a merchant's trail leading up to it stand 4 camels quietly grazing near a loaded wagon. Nearby, in front of a brightly colored tent, sits a merchant contentedly puffing on a pipe. 2 figures stand at attention behind him. As the party gets a little bit closer, the merchant's face sort of brightens, and with a broad smile, he's gesturing you forward. You're far enough distant that he probably can't make out quite the details of your sizes and shapes yet, but you're travelers, and he wants travelers coming his way. It's a big, plume of smoke goes up, and a laugh that you can hear even from there, and the big arm gestures. Come forward.
I think he wants to see us.
Remember rule number 4.
Should we buy some camels?
That
I don't know yet.
we still have 10 horses, right?
I don't think you brought all 10. That's because I think some of us are griffin food. But you probably have enough to carry yourselves at the moment.
If you want to go talk to him, I won't stop you. Just rule number 4 and 2.
Okay.
We have so many rules.
Let's go talk to him. Tann, you should come with me. You're a good talker.
Sometimes. Alright, let's give this a try.
Alright, so we're going to convince him to sell us the camels.
Oh, okay. Alright. And so Tann's gonna just kind of waltz alongside the giant Andry.
And he's gesturing you up, and as you get a little bit closer, and he makes out that you're not like a human with thin legs, but you're a little bit more quadrupedy. He's kind of leans to the side, and he just puffs on his pipe a few times, and you can see the brow furrowing even in the distance, and then he makes a decision, kind of lightens up a little bit. It's like, welcome. I'm Zog.
Hello, Zolg?
Zog. With a
Zog. No L.
No L.
No L. Okay,
No.
Zog.
It's spelled Z-A-W-G. Zog.
Oh, okay. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Tann.
Tann. With a
I'm
Tann.
John.
John. And he
Tann with
stands
one
up
N.
and grasps and gives you the good arm shakes.
Got a good
Did you want
handshake.
something?
I did. I wanted to welcome you to Mugdad, and I wanted to inquire. You have a martial air about you and an aura of adventure. Do my eyes deceive me, or are you the adventuresome types?
I suppose
Uh,
we get around a little bit.
Splendid, splendid. You see, I, Zog, have been commissioned by the new matron, overseer, mayor. I don't know if she's chosen a particular title yet, but the current ruler of this fine city, to assist in an official duty of discreet nature. And as those within the city cannot be trusted with this sensitive plan, I am looking for adventurers new arrived and untainted by the politics of city. Would you be such?
I'm not good at these, but I would like to make an insight check.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of words that didn't mean nothing in that statement, but it seems like he wants to hire you for something a little clandestine.
Yeah. He's gonna kind of give his head like a bit of a tilt. And he's like, "So you're flagging down strangers outside the gate of a city for a secret mission?"
Secret is perhaps a bit overstating it. A sensitive mission. You see, the city for many years was under the cruel but profitable control of Tharkad, a ruler with an iron fist. Under their rule, certain members of society were able to profit quite well, but others not so much, and even more led to rebellion. Our noble leader, Skabbet, has overthrown Tharkad, but the ex-ruler managed to escape, and, not wanting to leave any loose threads, is looking for adventurers who can hunt down the scoundrel and bring him to justice.
What did the... I don't know how to ask it in a way that is actually uses charisma, but he's basically trying to... He wants to pull out some more information about the former ruler. I already blanked on his name.
Tharkad. T-H-A... That's how I'm saying it. Let's throw that one in the chat here.
Thank you.
Tharkad.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
I've decided Tharkad. I don't know.
I respect it. Okay. Yeah, so he's trying to persuade out some more information. Because I think before this we don't really have any background knowledge on the city, so to him it seems strange that this guy is just kind of like, "Hey, want to go kill a man?" and like just like outside the gates of the city.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
So, I think you say something very similar to what you just said. So you're just sitting out here waiting to pay to kill a guy, and he just like, I'm picking up that perhaps you and I are not communicating well. Why don't
we were told not to kill people.
It's an excellent mantra to have, I suppose. But
how much for your camels?
What?
How much for your camels?
And he gives you the price for camels, which I don't happen to remember right off the top of my head, but he will quote you a reasonable price.
It appears to be 50 gold.
So he'll say, 52 gold for Shaggy here, 48 gold for old Barebones.
Alright, I can do that.
And he says, excellent.
Is that the plan? You want us to kill a guy for you? Where is this guy?
And he's working on the transaction, sort of can't think. No, not kill, capture. The bounty can be paid dead or alive. We would prefer alive so that we can confirm he's brought to justice and, no mistakes are made, no mistaken identity, decoys, things of that nature. We don't want to just go about killing people. And that is where I think perhaps you may not be the adventurers I'm looking for if I have to spell out to you, don't go around killing people.
I just find your methods of hiring strange.
Well, you see, I live to profit. And within the walls of the town, some of those profits would be caught up by Scabbit and her crew. Certain things are more expensive inside the town, certain things are taxed, and I prefer, to do business outside those boundaries from time to time. By the way, do you happen to have silver instead of gold? I'm a little short of change. As he's exchanging with Andry, paying for the camels. He's just asking, can I have the small change, please?
Sorry, all I got is gold.
That's a shame, but there you are.
Again, where is this guy? Do we have to...
You see, we don't know. He had several hundred supporters within the city, and he could have gone to ground with any of them. And what we're looking for is someone that we can trust to investigate without having been involved. You see, I myself paid protection money to Shadar-kai. Others received payments from them. I did quite well. I have nothing against the man, aside from that he's no longer in power. And so it's profitable to me to see that he is delivered to the authorities.
And who... this is of your own doing, or because you used the word we earlier?
Oh, yes, Scabbit, the current ruler of the city, is who is funding this particular endeavor.
What's he paying for this man?
Up to 100 pieces of gold.
Mind chat for a second. He's gonna be like, do we look into this? Like...
I don't think so.
I mean, if anything, if we do, I'd rather talk to the leader than this random guy that we met outside the gate.
Yeah. Seems pretty sketchy to me. The only thing good that he said was that he doesn't want us to kill the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good it's not a straight-out murder plot. Shame that all my spells are murder-based. He's gonna blip out for a second. He's like, and talking to the guy. Well, it doesn't necessarily fall within our goals at the moment, but take a rain check? And he's just gonna be like, or maybe instead of taking a rain check, if we find ourselves lucky enough to be in the presence of the new political power, who can we refer to you as?
Zog.
That's right.
Z-A-W-G. Zog.
It's been a long night. I got dropped by a very big bird. My head hurts.
Just pretend I never mentioned it. Enjoy your camels.
I don't know, guys. Now I think we should say we're gonna suck.
He just like looks over at his guard, like, I don't know, guys. Just
I'm just kidding. Alright, well, anyway, thanks, man. And he's gonna tune into the mind thing. Should we ask him for anything or nah? That
We have a
doesn't have to
mage
do.
in town.
Do you have a mage in town?
there are several magic users within the town. What sort of services did you need? The healing areas were a bit damaged.
Is there a Mitra temple?
And he sort of like side-eyes you for a moment. Not an intact one, no.
Is there anybody in charge of it?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll have to change that.
Can I try another insight check when he's kind of like doing like the side eye a bit?
Sure.
Eh. 999.
I mean, it's not the worst number in the world. He's sort of... This town sort of leans the other way.
That's good to know. We can fix that.
You know, maybe it's best you just forget my name entirely.
Oh, don't worry. I'll remember who you are. Zog.
Enjoy the camels.
I think we've succeeded in making this man very uncomfortable.
He just he's like
making friends already.
And we haven't even entered the city.
Yeah, right.
The first person we talked to other than us in days. You did a fantastic job.
That explains it. It's been so long.
Thanks, Tahir. I thought we did pretty well, too.
Yes, you acquired the camels. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, we might need them if we're going way up into the desert.
Will you be feeding them to your griffin?
Not sure he likes camel. I
mean,
guess I'll
hey,
let him decide.
I mean, hey, if we have 2 camels, I mean, we can get rid of 2 horses.
Oh, I was just bringing them for pack mules. I wonder if the horses would survive a 30-day trip.
It seemed to be a rather lengthy negotiation for these camels. Are they somewhat unusual?
I don't think so. They look like camels.
So he was working for somebody who was.
The guy that's in charge of the town.
He was working for the guys. He was working for the guy who is in charge of the town.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, but
wants us
in
to
between-
find the old guy that was in charge of the town.
Gotcha.
This just seems like a big mess that, I don't know, we're going to piss off half the population. Either way
Yeah.
we go.
Well, it sounds like at least we have a hint. You know, he was pretty clear. I was gonna say a hint, but he was pretty clear that they are not Mitra-loving folk. So,
And I would say as the party and their camels are kind of walking up, and you're saying they're not Mitra-loving folk. That merchant trail that you've been walking on passes through the city walls ahead via an arched tunnel flanked by guard towers fashioned from hardened mud. Beneath a raised portcullis, a pair of armored guards carrying shields, emblazoned with a rearing snake symbol, stop everyone who's entering the setting. There's some 50 to 100 feet up there.
Now here's the thing: do we be dicks immediately and just present? Because I still have the Eye of Mitra on me, and I wear it proud. We are in this shit. Do I just like full on just say, "What's up? I'm gonna wear this wherever I go," or just like throw in the bag? I mean, I'm not scared of a couple guards, if I'm being honest.
Well, thinking back to rule number 7, which we haven't been doing very well.
The forbidden rule.
Oh, that was the one where we don't bring attention to ourselves, which admittedly
I don't
has been
know.
very difficult.
There was no rule number 7. We only got up to 6.
I think we're making all of these up as we go.
How dare you?
But
the list is sacred.
But I will say this. Currently, we are coming up on a town. We found out that they have the Tower of Mitra, or not the Tower of Mitra, but the Temple of Mitra that was here was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
This place is not necessarily Mitra-loving folk. We are not going to come in here and just change the town. I think probably
Not with that attitude.
Not in a day.
Yeah, I mean, but I think currently, rather than not calling attention to ourselves other than the obvious things, what we need to do is blend in as much as possible. I think any Mitra regalia and everything should be kind of put away, and we just go about our business.
I'm not putting my stuff away for you or anyone else.
Well, Dahrian, I'm gonna play. I guess this isn't. It wouldn't be Set's advocate, it'd be Mitra's advocate. I mean, think about it. Hey, if we wear our Mitra regalia loud and proud, and some assassins come after us, ooh, then we know something's up. That's when it gets interesting. Then we can go on a mass genocide of the town.
Okay.
Wait a second.
And
this sounds more like this sounds more like our MO.
Especially under a religious context.
With all the new rules.
With all the new rules. I'm just saying, I don't think we really want to take on an entire town. I mean, they easily could just send 40 guards after us, to arrest us. I mean, this
All right, Tahir, you take 20, I'll take 20, and we're good.
Fine, Dahrian. Yes, Dahrian.
So it would be our MO to just roll into town as we're traveling somewhere else and just lay waste to the town as we pass through.
I have only Mitra's fist as anecdotal evidence of our MO, but
that was more of like a tiny little. I mean, that was less a town and more of a little outpost.
I mean, these fellas just had a revolution, and what do? They got set in charge? I mean, come on.
So hold on.
Yeah, I'm not saying we stick around. I'm just saying, let's supply and move on.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I have a plethora of murder spells, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to go and wipe out a town if...
Not everybody in this town is going to be evil.
At least 50%.
Exactly. Oh.
I hope not that many.
Ooh, what if the former Iron Fist ruler was a Mitra guy, and then they're like, this guy's kind of a dick, this Mitra guy's a dick, and that's why they're going to Set, because this Mitra asshole was thinking he's the top dog, and he gave Mitra a bad name.
We should definitely find out.
We will figure that out if we go in through those doors.
And so this whole time, the merchant's just been puffing on the pipe, watching you.
As we're all just staring into each other's eyes.
Yeah.
It's just like,
oh. I will tuck my necklace into my shirt.
Yeah, and it's my guess why he approached some apparently rather put together outsiders. If there's still part of the town that is on this old leader's side, he could maybe hire people that have no affiliation with anybody in the town. But anyway, I mean, I'll back whatever play. I'm just saying, I don't I don't know that we could, you know.
I
Mitra's
think-
Fist had like, 60 people. This is like 3,000 people.
And
It's a
when
little
it came
bit
to when it came to
taller
the
order.
when it came to the bloodbath, that was we went to bloodbath when they were attacking us for the most part, except for that one giant. We kind of surprised him, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure that we waited for them to attack us before we attacked them.
I would object to this statement because we did absolutely murder Avarkus without him even knowing we were there.
But I mean, he was keeping
Yes,
like
and-
a slave girl,
and the
like a
bean
girl
counter, I
slave
believe-
in his
That too.
bedroom.
The bean counter, I believe the words were "end him."
That is true. That was not my finest moment, but I was pretty upset.
Don't be upset about that, Cookie. We've all made mistakes at some point.
Yeah. Yes.
So, as we're drawing this evening to a close, and Lord Kasumba, thanks for the raid, and I'm glad y'all enjoyed some of those exchanges. I think what I'm hearing is we're going to be approaching the guards with at least the most obvious of the regalia put away, but I thought maybe Andry was objecting. Is the regalia away, or is it out and proud?
I would think that Andre's got like Mitra's fist on his shield, his armor, so he's not hiding anything.
Okay.
Like, there's no way.
So as you sort of finally close those last couple of feet, the guards look you over. They're like, double take it, Tann, double take it, Blitz, double take it, Tahir. Dahrian, they're just like, oh, thank goodness, something I can just focus my eyes on for a second, and then triple take it, Andry. And as that's all coming down, you can see there's just emotions and confusion going on their faces, and one of them just managed to say, like, we're gonna need to confiscate all your silver. And just, that seems to be what he falls back on after, trying 100 different things in his brain that weren't gonna work, and we're going to need to confiscate your silver is what came out. And that's where we're going to draw this evening to a close with that confused and confusing statement coming out of this guard's mouth. And we will pick up next week, making our way into, potentially, Mugdad, dealing with the guards at the southern gate, asking for your silver. Thanks, everybody, for playing. Any shout-outs that we want to do as we close out and I start taking a look at who we might toss a raid over to?
Thank you, Casey, for dealing with me forgetting that man's name 3 times in a row.
It seemed appropriate. Maybe you got a little sunstroke going on. Alrighty.
I apologize for my tardiness. I'll say
Oh.
that. And there's Dolmenwood this Saturday morning.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Do swing by for the Dolmenwood. And if you do like what we're doing, hop into the Discord. That's where we gather our players from. We also have our community campaigns that we're kicking off. Our new community campaign is taking place with a Planescape basis. So we will be bouncing all over the multiverse for our adventures there. I will be running a couple out of the Domains of Dread. We've got one coming up over the upcoming holiday weekend on the 2nd in the morning for the Domains of Dread game I'm doing. I know there's some Planescape ones that Alex is posting up, and I think I've heard Isaac is doing something Cowboy Westernish, possibly. I haven't seen that one posted yet, but I'm eager to see what happens there, along with all the normal nonsense that we get up to over time. So swing by the Discord, have some fun, check us out on the Twitch, hit us up on the YouTube, and all those other great things. And in the meantime, let's see who we got out there to raid.
And thanks to Lord Gazumba for the raid.
Yes, absolutely.
Zoom.
It's got a good name.
Yeah.
Let's drag this over here so I can see who all we got out there at the moment. Back to my standard view.
got Darling Creep is out there.
Yeah, let's do Darling Creep Show. It's been a little while. Can I type it right the first time? I did! We'll see you all there. Thanks all, and have a great night.
Thanks,
See you
everybody.
next time. Thank you.